a miserable round of footy all round. So many blowout scores. The Bulldogs get smashed. The Roosters get massive leg up once again. This week of footy was not great. It's worse than last week. And unfortunately, I'm here to bring all the information to you, review all the games, and to do that with me so I don't hang myself out of depression of crap footy, I've got my good friend Owen 9 and Zaatar. Welcome, gentlemen, to another round of pathetic rugby league. I know I'm being very, very dramatic, guys, but the rugby league was really bad this week, bar maybe one or two games. What's happening?
Weird, like you think touch footy's been played, or as Jared Hayne put it, it's like a throwback to the national youth competition, the under-20s, all attack and no defense, just with the speed of the game. I think you put it perfectly, Jared Hayne.
Yeah, look, the thing is, even known defensive teams like the Bulldogs have almost forgotten what defense means, and I don't know whether that's an indictment on the coaches or of the Bulldogs because we regressed, or it's just a nature of the way the game's being played. But the Dogs are averaging, I think they're leaking about 28 points or something like that a week.
Insane.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, and we Dogs don't have the attack, and so some of those teams are struggling big time. But I mean, before we get into any of that, we do have our segments that we are going to get into because there's quite a few interesting ones. But Zaatar, how you doing, brother?
Not too bad. I wasn't that dramatic over this weekend of footy. There's some teams I enjoyed seeing them lose and lose well and convincingly.
I know you're talking about, but
yeah.
Yeah, look, fair enough. We'll get into it when we review the games. But we are going to get straight into our segment. First one is obviously the Barrier of the Week, a segment where we talk about the stupid worst plays or decisions by either referees, players, or admins. It just turns every week. It's becoming the let's bag a referee segment because the referees have just been so pathetically poor this year.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be the same again now with the Barrier of the Week. My Barrier of the Week is one player did 4 infringements on the field, hip drop, 2 high tackles, and
a crusher,
and somehow didn't even go to the bin. Ended up on report, but then copped 0 weeks. Like, are we watching the same footy? Or is it rules for certain players from a certain team and rules for the rest?
100%.
What is going on? It seems to be the same team that is the beneficiary, and then when any other team does the same infringement, or they change the rules all of a sudden, so all the other, all the all the other teams cop it. By then, it's just too late because your favourites have gotten away with it.
Yeah, look, I'm with you completely. I think that, especially that refereeing performance,
was poor against the Broncos. Got ripped there.
I think the Broncos.
That was my Barry.
The Broncos were exceptionally poor in the first half, but the way that the game was refereed in both halves, clearly the Roosters were given every opportunity. All the calls went the Roosters' way, and this is not the first week this happened. It's not even the second week this happens. It's happened multiple times where the referees have turned the game on its head. Zaatar, I think you and I spoke about it last week in our sort of weekly chit chat where we were discussing how momentum is being so heavily controlled by the referees. You know, one of the things I think will be a very good exercise to do is the Fox Sports momentum tracker. It'll be interesting to see when the momentum shifts, what happened, what the referee did at those moments of the momentum shifting, because 9 times out of 10, it's a referee call.
Yeah, well, it's like what I've noticed anyway, and this is my eye test, and I've watched every game, right?
I love a pile.
No, it's like you've been defending for 10 minutes, momentum's against you.
How do you turn it around?
So the thing is, you drop the ball, right? Or they drop the ball, you force an error. But what happens after that is the ref starts giving you calls. Like you start winning a penalty, you start winning the 6 again, and before you know it, you've been carried from your 10 all the way to the try line.
And then you get a 6 again.
Right there. And some teams are worse than others, and some teams seem to be getting the most calls. Yeah. It's actually not from that game that I think one team's getting particularly favourable calls. But
which game do you think is getting particularly?
I think the Wires are being carried by a lot of favourable calls. Like they lead the penalty count, they lead the 6 again count, they lead every single count that's favourable. But that's a chat for another day. They still played well.
Yeah, well, there you
Last
go.
Fuzz, you played well, but yeah. But my Barry of the week goes to the same game, but it's actually against the Broncos play.
Tony Staggs.
Tony Staggs.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Like, just don't do it. Like,
Yeah, that was deserved.
they had, even though the scoreboard didn't reflect that at the time, they're only 4 behind. The Roosters were on the ropes.
Yeah, they were. That was a good shout, yeah. I just think, man, the other guy did 4 serious infringements.
Oh, of course.
How's he not even done 10 in the bin after repeated infringement?
If you didn't mention it, I would have taken
And
that.
then to go to the judiciary and get away with 0.
But no, my question is,
Is this the United Nations where is the NRL United Nations where like the United Nations you got 2
Nick
sides
Politis vetoes it.
you know like you know how you get the 2 countries on the other side of the United Nations you can't you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then is the NRL the same thing? You got the Roosters on the other side of the United of the line that you can't.
100%. Honestly,
It's corrupt.
it's disgusting.
It's always the same.
And the
side.
thing is, like, you know, people say, "Oh, you just hate the Roosters." Yeah, I do hate the Roosters. Like, quite obviously, I hate them, but they didn't deserve that second half. The way the Broncos played, the Roosters were pathetic.
The Broncos were pathetic first half.
100%.
Oh,
I'm not
the
disagreeing with
Broncos
that.
ran them down.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but
And then got carried again at the end. The Roosters. Too.
even
They got carried at
even
the
when
end.
the Broncos, who we know get heaps of favourable calls, were on the way back, the referee knew he's like, "Well, I got to rest the situation. I can't allow."
Yeah, that
the
was a
Broncos."
rescue mission at the end.
Oh, it really was. It was a
Just blow
referee
out the
rescue
score.
mission.
Far, you could call it a mile away. It was funny. Everyone was calling it.
It was quite bad. But let's not harp on that for too much. My Barry of the week, look, there were a couple of poor decisions and poor performances. I had one in mind that actually I don't actually recall which one I was going to choose because I was going to choose. I don't actually remember which one I was going to choose. I don't know. There's heaps of Barrys of the week. I think the defensive woes from the Tigers. Sorry, I do know what the Barry of the week is. How could I forget? The Sea Eagles, no obstruction call.
Yeah.
How the hell was that not an obstruction?
We're talking about that off camera.
Sorry, the guy ran into Nathan Cleary,
Yeah.
where clearly it created that 3-on-2 situation because Cleary couldn't
It was
get
like
there.
the Red Sea opened up and
But it's the most obvious, the most clear obstruction I think we've seen all year. Like up there with like literally punching someone in the head and copping a penalty. Like it couldn't have been clearer. It was almost like one of those Reece Walsh forward passes that don't get called. But that was such an obstruction, and neither the referee nor the video referee call it. What the hell is going on?
that's what baffled me the most is the bunkers talking through it and they're like, yeah, it's all good. What are you talking about, guys? It's all good.
What the hell is an obstruction then? I thought we knew what an obstruction was.
I
But
thought the obstruction's been really good, like black and white.
up until today.
Up until today.
And the what do they call it? The one where you jump in the air. What do they call it? The
Disruptor.
Disruptor.
Not really challenging. That's gone out of the
It's
window
dead.
this round. Yeah, that's gone out of the
Bro, there was
out of the window.
When somebody's jumping up for the ball, I'm sure they're jumping up to try to get the ball.
no.
Yeah, no, it's not that. They were penalizing if you jumped up with one hand saying
Not
you're
with
But
not
you
both.
want to bat it back.
No, you're not allowed. That's a disruptor. Today in the Sharks vs Tigers game,
In the AFL, if you go up to try to hammer it or fist it, what are they going to start? Is it what we can't?
Bruh.
We're
See,
going to call that a disruptor as well.
But the thing is, they introduced the rule this year. Over the last couple of weeks, it hasn't been
Do
ref
you remember?
At all.
as severely.
Do you remember
But
when I
this
told
round, it
you?
was like blatant.
Do you
Everyone's gone
remember-
back to it.
Do you remember when I told you there's people with influence,
yeah.
and there was a whole conspiracy that they will come and influence the rule changes to suit them?
Mhm.
Was I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Today
Certain clubs get their say.
there was a disruptor today by the Sharks player. I think it wasn't Kale Iro. It was. I'll tell you who it was.
Was it Hiroti or
It was
Stone Street?
Hiroti. He jumps up. I swear to God, did not attempt to grab the ball whatsoever. He just jumped up and just swung his hand. Like there was no attempt to go for the ball whatsoever. No
So,
obstruction call.
If
No,
you put
no
up
disruption
if you
call.
put up a kick for a 2 meter high winger, how you gonna get the ball? You've just been so much disadvantaged now that you can't even jump up with one hand.
You have to go taller, mate.
to try to knock the ball or try to knock it back out.
Look,
Or if he catches it, you're telling me he can't knock it out of his hands like AFL they do.
Yeah.
Like, spoiler, bang. You're telling me you can't do that to stop him scoring.
but
You can't even tackle him in the air anymore if you're challenging for the ball.
These rules, the 6 again.
I'll tell you,
disruptor,
it was done by certain teams to suit themselves. Their style.
It's going down the Googler, bro. It's honestly the game is going down the shitter.
I'd love for the NRL to be more transparent and say why they've come to these rules, who voted for it, so who brought it up, who was the influencer, and who voted for it.
They would never do that.
I love for them to expose these faceless people.
They will never do that. All right. Anyway, I just don't want to hop on it because there's no point. Defensive play or player of the week. Do you want to start with you, Zaatar?
Yeah, go for me.
Go for it.
Reece Walsh. His try saver that turned the momentum.
On Lindsay Collins?
Oh.
No, it was in the corner. I'm not sure who it was. Was it Shibasaki or... I can't remember who... Not Shibasaki, obviously. It was in the second half. Daniel Tupou. He took him over the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he took him over. And then from there, that was just after Reynolds came off injured.
Yes.
After the first try in that second half, the Roosters were raiding again. They had a line break or whatever. Reece Walsh chased it down to the last second. You thought Daniel Tupou
that was amazing. That was amazing.
And he took him over. And then from there, that's when they went and scored 24. And
what a freak Reece Walsh is, man.
Mine's going to be Latrell in the corner to win it, and Newcastle scrambled to save their game. Like, he was absolute terror out there.
He was fantastic.
He was a terror. He was scary to watch.
That was such a great great tackle.
He was that confident to go himself, and lucky 3 or 4 players scrambled across because he actually got his hand free.
Yeah, but he lost
the
ball.
Player, I don't know who it was. It might have been their second row that somehow got there.
Dylan Lucas?
Might have been Lucas or their number 12. McEwen, I think.
Maybe McEwen.
Someone, yeah, anyways. They scrambled well to get there in the end. He's an absolute terror.
My defensive, I want to say defensive play, but it's actually not defensive play. I want to give this to the Cowboys for the way they defended against the Bulldogs. I know we have the attack of an under-6s team, I know, but coming into this game, the Cowboys' biggest problem was their defense, and I thought their defense was great. I thought Braden Burns had a couple of excellent try-saving tackles as well. So overall, I just wanted to give it to the Cowboys because defensively they've had issues for a long time, and they were good defensively. So that's my defensive play of the week. Now, attacking play of the week.
Ooh, tough one.
People are going to keep thinking I'm going back to the same game, but same game. David Wilson, similar to Royce Hunt last week. Stepping. Oh yeah. Who was it? Teddy. Stepping him and going under the post. I think that was
nice.
Either their second last try or the last try that they ended up scoring that night. So Xavier Wilson for me.
For me, it's either Latrell's attacking efforts or Saw Fa'alongo. I mean, he pantsed Tabuai Fido twice in that game. There was even one of them. It was a defense. He took the intercept and then went the other way. Oh man, he pantsed up Tabuai Fido a few times in that game. Like, wow, it was either that or Latrell's attacking efforts were just insane.
Actually, my one's going to be Latrell. It's the try he scored where he literally used Kalen Ponga like a speed bump. He just brushed Ponga off.
That was vintage.
Got through 3 or 4 players.
That was English-like.
Stayed in and scored. Yeah. That was a fantastic try.
That was the old Latrell before he went to fullback.
Bro, all I could say this whole game was I couldn't care less about South and how they go. I just hope he plays like this for the Blues.
Yeah.
Like that's for me is all that matters. I hope he plays like this for the Blues because if he plays like this for the Blues, look, Laurie Daly will still find a way to lose, but at least it won't be embarrassing. At least it won't be embarrassing.
Laurie Daly will still find a way to make Jake Trbojevic starting captain. I'm being honest. He's going to probably put him in the team. Like, laugh as much as you want. If the guy stays fit, and he was, and Manly's doing well, we'll obviously address later in the podcast, but the more that he gets through each week without any head knocks or anything, the more I see that he's going to get chosen.
He's a joke. Honestly, Laurie Daly should not be anywhere. Bro, Laurie Daly shouldn't even be able to sniff a coaching role. But the Blues administration has been pathetic for a very long time.
It's not just them; it's a lot of NRL clubs.
In terms of not letting
they seem to recycle the same coaching talent. Yeah. Even administrators, we've had the same for how long? 20, 30 years minimum. There's no coaches out there. There's no good football administrators out there because you don't give the opportunity. Yeah. We're used to seeing the same recycled garbage or people who are pissing in your pocket just getting a go. and the ones that seem to be
It's a big
pissing,
boys club.
yeah, honestly, and the ones pissing in your pocket seem to be garbage or what they're at. We can address this later. But look at some of the coaching appointments we've seen.
We should do an episode just on the coaching.
Oh,
But I mean, having said all that, we still have to hold ourselves accountable because we did do the tipping for this week, and
I don't even know what I tipped anymore. I'm sure I changed a few before the game, but anyways,
you got to stop doing that. You absolutely.
man. Anyway, like Manly's one didn't. Well, Manly's one is funny. Fogarty pulled out, and they almost won instead.
I thought. Look,
I went the Dogs. I didn't change.
We'll go into that. But we all went Dogs.
Yep.
0. Zaatar, Dibbo, you and I went Dolphins.
Yep.
You went Storm. I went Titans. You went Raiders. You went Titans.
Did I go Raiders or did I go Dolphins?
According to this, you went. We went Raiders.
Oh, okay. I'm confused. See, I don't even know who I tipped anymore.
We all went Warriors.
Yeah. I know I went the Roosters.
I went Broncos. Both of you went Roosters.
I know I went South. I almost pulled it off. Eh?
You went South.
So you
we went Knights.
So you and Aiken decided to pop up. Bro, why isn't your front row taking the ball off the kickoff? Why is your second? Like,
yeah, you and Aiken's not a good player anyway.
Even second, like just get your big boppers to do the settlers instead. You and Aiken pops up. Don't get me wrong, fantastic player, but that wasn't the time for it.
Sharks. We all went Sharks, and we all went Panthers. So I think we got 5.
The Tigers had a cricket score. That Dewey scores the try and goes off injured. That hurt. Is there any news on Dewey?
Yeah, he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
We're just talking about Origin.
He's going for scans tomorrow.
I feel for that guy, man.
Yeah,
honestly, if he continues on the trajectory he was going, I'd have him in that 17. Like,
yeah, I would too.
You know, he could be a utility because he plays, it looks like Connor Watson's back and being a favourite.
Oh.
No, it's going to be Burden again.
But I like Blake Brayley.
Come to him.
I don't know if he'll start. I think I've got a sneaky feeling they'll still get Robson as a start and Brayley on the bench.
Robson's been in great form, though.
He started to pick it up. I've got a feeling he's going to retain the 9 and they'll have Brayley on the bench as 14.
I wouldn't mind that.
Knowing Laurie Daly,
He'll have neither.
he'll have 4 forwards and 2 wingers, and just and he'll have he'll have Jake Jablevich playing 9.
Blake Laurie on the bench, 17th man. Kyle Flanagan, 18th man for his dad. He's been for a tough time. I thought he deserved the 18th man position.
All right, on to the game reviews.
Sorry, man. I'll just.
On to the game reviews. The Dogs up against the Cowboys. They're at Accor Stadium. Cowboys come away with it in a very comprehensive win, 28-12. In a very good performance, and did not look like the Bulldogs were ever going to win that game. I have some thoughts. Not all negative. But I'll get to you guys. I'll let you guys give me your thoughts on that game.
The same reason why Dogs have lost probably 2 or 3 games they should have won this year, and absolute poor ball control. There is some coach killers in that team. Like, honestly, Leo Thompson, those 3 knock-ons in the second half when you started getting the ascendancy, killed the team. I looked down and go, man, you're just a Blake Laurie with a rat tail. Honestly, man, that really
That's very harsh, bro.
Yeah.
That's very harsh.
That's how pissed off I was.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
that's...
bro, I go, really? You just already done it twice before, a 3rd time now as well? Like, honestly, that got on my nerves. Like, really pissed me off.
Yeah, see, I think the game was
Like,
lost.
I'm getting worked up about it right now.
Yeah, I don't think that lost us the game.
So in the last 15 minutes, I wouldn't even come back
That
to
was
the
just
last
poor
15
ball
minutes.
control about the whole team. I'm not just referring to it. I'm just
it's
giving
not even that.
examples. They're coach killers. He's a losing via coach killers.
No, the coach himself is the killer at the moment.
Like, where's the ball? How are you going to win if you've got no ball security? Like, what was your completion rate in the end? 70%?
78%.
Like, how are you going to win? You get
77%.
You get yourselves into field territory and then, or you get yourselves level and he's have the momentum and then, let's drop the ball 2nd or 3rd tackle in twice in a row.
So many thoughts. I've been thinking about this. Oh, actually, our completion rate was actually 81%. We completed 39.
I don't think it was the knock-ons that killed us.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was.
But it doesn't help, does it?
No, it doesn't help, but I don't think it's that.
And your forwards aren't penetrating as much as I thought.
I don't even think we lost that to forwards.
Yeah, I think we actually did a very good job.
Like, if you look at the field position and territory, what actually killed us is the slow ball movement between the 9 and
And
the
it was
13.
so evident. It was so evident.
So the biggest thing for me, and I'm not gonna harp on, we've spoken about it for weeks now, like different positions that need to change and people not playing to their full potential. For me, it's Galvin and Burden. For as much as I love the both of them, I want to keep him there, but we need to change positions around them to allow our spine to improve, because our spine.
I thought your halves were okay. I thought they were
I'm
okay.
not crapping on them. I think our spine is the worst spine.
So
in
the
comp.
service out of dummy half is very slow.
So it's not just the service out of dummy half; it's the service to the 13, and then the 13 to the 7 or the 6. So whether it's going to Galvin or Burden on the left, it's way too slow. And because it's so slow, the defensive line is already set. Beyond just set, they're already tackling you by the time Galvin's touching the ball, and all that's left to Galvin is to try to dance around some players and put in a shady little kick or push out a pass that doesn't need to be pushed. And the same thing's happening to Burden, but on Burden, it's probably a bit more magnified because they're not getting any joy down that edge. And I saw a lot of criticism, like to Critter, and that's something we were speaking about on Tuesday night. $1 million center needs to be getting more involved in the game. I'm going to throw that Burden, not Burton, the Burden back on the 9 and the 13, and then the halves. Like if our 9 is giving us taking 3-4 seconds to get the ball to the 13, and then someone is taking a couple of steps, or whoever's in the 13, taking a couple of steps to the left or to the right, thinking about what half is going to get the ball. Either the halves aren't communicating well enough to get the ball off the dummy half immediately, or they're just not capable enough, the 9 and 13.
Look, before we get into that, I actually want to talk about some positives. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's start with the positives.
I actually really want to talk about the positives. Firstly, massive congratulations to the Cowboys. They defended well. They obviously scored the points because they can score points. But they exploited our slow, inept team. Like the whole team has this. It's like a fever, a malaise that goes through the whole team. We are just slow. Like if you ranked us based on just eye test, don't forget. Don't worry about it. Just the way we look when it comes to speed, I dare say we are the slowest in the competition, even slower than the Dragons. Because if you look like the Dragons, they've got Little, they've got Sloan.
Oh, we're still slow.
They've got Damien Cook. Wait, let me finish. They've got Damien Cook, right? Who at least add some level of explosiveness to the team.
See, I disagree with you.
That's okay. You can disagree, but I don't care. But
it's not like
we got a slow
being
team.
fast, running fast.
It's a dictatorship.
It's the ball movement.
No. My point, when I say
it's become touch footy and he's not exploiting it.
yeah, and we're being exploited quite easily. Why we want to, and even like the idea of why we won against the Panthers, I really want to get into that. But I do want to say something, right? Leo Thompson, for all the knock-ons that he's had, I think it comes down, or it comes from trying so hard. The bloke ran 19 times for 161 meters.
Oh, it's very effective.
He did bend the line.
But just
he did get over the advantage line. He did have quick play the balls. His play the ball speed is 2.83 seconds.
Very.
Yeah? He did get over the advantage line. As a prop, what we bought him to do, he did what we bought him to do other than the knock-ons. I understand the knock-ons.
That was
good.
frustrating.
Huh?
He'll get that out of his game.
He can get that out of his game, especially when he's not playing on the back foot. This guy as a prop came in and he's trying to play off the back foot. He still managed to run 161 meters. He took 19 runs. I think you mentioned it on the night, is he was actually going looking for the ball. He wasn't waiting for the ball to come to him. That's the difference between someone like him and Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes doesn't really go looking for the ball. Thompson was going looking for the ball. So whoever's saying he's a dud, he's this, is that, it's either they don't watch footy or they're just trying to dig the boot in.
It's because we lost.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not a dud.
Yeah, I know that. For the casuals,
just
like out there,
frustrating.
it's purely because we lost.
But he is actually living up to it 3 games in. I think the better he molds with our team, I think he'll be so effective for us. And honestly, with Tupanua, Thompson, King, Hayes, and the next guy, Aleko Lasimi Jones coming in, I think we're actually, and kick out, of course, I think we're starting to look really good in the forwards. We're not the type of team that is going to get owned and dominated, especially when King comes back. When Hayes comes back, he adds that line speed alongside Tupanua. I actually think our forwards are starting to look super strong. Super strong with the way Leo Thompson's performing. Now, Aleko Lasimi Jones, AJ Jones, what a performance for a young kid.
He did fantastic.
What a performance for a young
Shouldn't have
kid.
given him the right to challenge on debut.
No,
But,
whatever.
I thought he did fantastic. He's like everything you expect from a young forward coming through, or you want from a young forward, not expect. Someone that's been given the opportunity to debut in first grade and he took it with both hands. I think he's going to be a mainstay in this team. I really hope he is as
Nah,
well.
Serraldo won't keep him there. Serraldo doesn't like
I think
good
you're-
young juniors.
No, I think you're...
I am being a gronk, but I don't think that... I genuinely don't think that...
I think he played well enough to be there.
I love him. He was fantastic, bro. I was like, what the hell? And this is what we've been calling for, right?
Like
Give
Harry
the
Hayes
juniors...
came in with that same energy, and he was a mainstay in the team. I think he played with the same energy.
Who?
Alakasimi Jones.
Of
played
Harry
with the same-
Hayes?
when he first came in at
100%.
debut. And I think that's what Serraldo's
And Harry Hayes, 90% of Harry Hayes' games for the Bulldogs since his debut have actually been good.
Yeah.
Harry Hayes has rarely missed a beat.
Like, I think you'll get a couple more games in him. He might be given breaks throughout the year, just as he continues to build into his career.
But he has to be a mainstay.
Yeah, I think 100%.
He ran. He took. Look, so he played 29 minutes. He took 8 runs for 77 meters, made 18 tackles, and missed 1. I don't care what anyone says. He was playing in a team that was clearly defeated, and against 2 of the most informed props in the game in Thomas Mikaeli and Taumalola. Taumalola ran for over 200 meters. Thomas Mikaeli ran for about 180 meters. Right? So for him to come out there and he put some shots on. Yeah. He aimed up. He marked up to Taumalola. Wasn't scared. So there are great signs, and I hope and I pray that Serraldo doesn't do the typical thing that he always does and not give him more time. Especially if he makes like a mistake. Because honestly, Sam Hughes played 23 minutes. So Alakasimi Jones played more minutes. Sam Hughes played 23 minutes, took 6 runs for 36 meters.
Yeah, so he played him for 20 minutes. I'm not sure what he's doing with him, because that's been like the theme for the last few weeks. He only plays him for like 20 minutes. I don't think he's got more than 25 minutes out of him. I'm not sure if he doesn't trust his runs.
So why are you picking him?
No idea.
And the thing is, right, like if you're going to pick a forward that's only going to play 21, 22 minutes and only make 50 meters, like it's almost like
a waste of a rotation.
It's a waste of a rotation, but it's also like it's like you're disadvantaging your team on purpose. Why choose the bloke?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the other sign was, I thought Bronson Cherry's still running with a lot of vigor. Maybe it wasn't his best game, but I liked what I saw from Bronson compared to like a few of the other players. I thought Inari Tuala tried really hard. He defended very well. I know there was that one miss on Braden Burns, which would, that
was at the end of the game anyway.
But still, like, I'm sure they'll be very upset with themselves. But yeah, like, other than that, like, I thought we're definitely, like, the 9 and the 3. Yeah, there's just
For me, it's the 9 and 13 the most important positions. And I'm not sure why we're picking...
I don't think I think you're missing out on the fullback. I think the fullback...
Oh, yes. How can I forget? Our fullback has 0 try assists all year.
Well, it's not just the try assists.
That's a
No.
big teller.
My problem with Connor Tracy is not the try assists. My problem with Connor Tracy is that the bloke does not have any positional awareness as a fullback. Every time we come up against a halfback that has even the smallest awareness, he gets caught out. Every single game. Habibi, you are now a fullback. You're not a 5'8". Don't get in the fucking line. Excuse the...
That's coaching.
I don't think so.
It is, because every other fullback does it.
Because if you... Look, the thing is, you go back... Also, guys, and if you're still here, if you're still watching, please give this video a thumbs up. Please give it a quick like. Subscribe to the channel. We've got heaps of good content coming out. And if you like the passion, tell me. If you don't like it, flame me or whatever. If you go back and watch the last 3 losses that we've had, I want you to pay attention to how many tries we've conceded because Connor Tracy, the fullback, wasn't in position. I can guarantee you there are at least 2 tries a game.
Yeah, that's coaching.
There are at least 2 tries a game where our fullback is not in position. Do you know what? If I'm bothered this week, I'm going to make a video showing Connor Tracy being out of position all 6 times. And the problem is, not only that Connor Tracy is out of position, Reece Walsh against the Roosters in the second half was out of position multiple times. Oh, I swear by Allah, I was paying attention so closely to Reece Walsh. Even though he was out of position, he has the explosive speed. to cover that gap. Connor Tracy does not have that.
Not in the first half. They leaked 30 points. I think you're being harsh on the defensive positions because it's clearly a coaching call and heaps of fullbacks do it. It's become a new thing. Ever since last year, I've noticed a lot of... I'm not sure why, because growing up, it was never the thing.
Yeah, okay, but the thing is, other fullbacks with speed...
My issue is, like, back to your speed point, is even when he's in the defensive line, he'll pull back, like, try-line defense, right? Like, he'll pull back and follow the ball at snail space. Like, the ball's moving way past him, and by the time
he's
he gets
jogging
to the
back.
edge, he's just jogging along the line, but the ball's, like, moving a lot faster.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I'm not sure, like, does he want to be there? Does he not want to be there? Is he just in the form slump? What's happening? What's not happening?
How do we get the captain?
And so, like, the 1, the 9, and the 13, I think are the make or break when it comes to how... Because if you look at as well, Connor Tracy, when the ball gets to him, he's supposed to be that last pass. Right? He's never the last pass.
Yeah.
Right, and if he is, he's throwing intercepts. Or if he is, the ball's going to ground. If he is, his players are overrunning him.
Our shape that we throw is the most disgusting shape in the game.
What shape is it, bro?
Oh, God, it's not. It's so deep.
It's
There's nothing.
it's just so slow. It's just perpetual motion. It looks just slow.
Yeah, it's very slow.
It's like we're running in jelly, bro. Like, really.
It's like in quicksand almost.
It's the ball movement is, oh my God, like by the time Bailey Hayward or whoever's in hooker, because Turpin wasn't much better in my opinion.
And sometimes it's too sideways.
Just picks it up. Yeah, it's very sideways, but picks it up, takes a couple steps left or right, and then by the time it gets to a half, it never goes to a half first. It always goes through the 13. Rarely does it go to Galvin or Burton first.
Yeah,
it gets to our 13.
Why doesn't it go through your 13?
That's what
That's
baffles
the
me.
question that I don't understand.
Yeah.
I still don't get it.
Because the thing is, you throw it
I
to
won't
Salmon, and we're at risk because sometimes he has these brain explosions. He decides to dummy a run.
He thinks he's Brad Fittler.
He's not fooling anyone, mate. He's not fooling anyone.
Explain to me how's that guy going to break the line? Have they not got it?
He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the size. He doesn't have the
strength.
step. He doesn't have the footy IQ. The thing is,
Doesn't have the strength.
how many times? And this is okay. Before I even go on that, I have to say something. I actually feel sorry for Galvin. I genuinely
I
feel
wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
like at the end of his 3-year contract, he's gone. I feel sorry for him because Ciraldo keeps him at 7. Good. I don't have a problem. He's a generational talent. He can do it. Keeps Burton at 6. Good. Same thing. The problem is he doesn't equip them with a team or with a strategy that helps use their capabilities. So one thing I want to point out, Galvin and Preston have a great combo. I understand that Preston is better on the left, right? But we know that Galvin has a right-hand preference. So what does he do? He moves Preston to the left. I'm not against that. But who did he put on the right? Curran.
Yeah. The guy leaving that club next year.
Like, I don't understand. What do you, like, I know you're trying to put first graders in first grade. Fair enough. Look, I'm not going to argue with that. But at least keep Preston on the right. Because that is one of the only ways we're scoring our tries. But Preston is our highest try scorer.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only way we're scoring tries. Why would you shift that and weaken that side of the attack with Curran? Like, I understand that putting Preston on the left is better. I understand that. But in this position where we aren't able to score points, leave the guy where he is so he can combine with Galvin. You could see Galvin was trying to combine with him on the left, but it wasn't working because there's this one play that keeps coming in my mind. And I remember, I don't know if you remember, we were on their 20 early in the game, on their 10. Turpin picks the ball up, or Hayward picks the ball up, passes it to Salmon. By the time Salmon offloads the ball, the defense is in Galvin's face. And the thing is, it's not like Salmon picked the ball up and passed it. He crab walked.
Yeah.
Because he crab walked, left, and then he threw it to Galvin, and he put Galvin in a position where Galvin can't pass or kick.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do there?
It happens every week.
Every single week. And this week against the Cowboys, like, and Ciraldo said it in the press conference, even though I don't think he has a right to complain about this, but he said it in the press conference. He said they were laying down on us in the 10. They were impacting the ruck. True. Fair enough. They were, and they did a good job of it, right? But what that shows to me is that if you even get in our faces a little bit and slow us down even more than we already are, we're finished. Bro, we did not look like... Both our tries came off luck.
Not the first try.
Okay, not the first try. It came from Galvin.
Yeah.
But the second try...
Yeah, that was just...
So we might as well have lost... We might as well have only scored 6 points.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think.
How have we regressed so badly in 3 weeks? But like... It just... Like... I just want to understand...
I think the Panthers game was an anomaly. I think this is our true form.
Yes and no.
Nah, I think this is our true form.
So a lot of Broncos fans last year... I'm going to go to the Broncos, but... Just humour me.
Yeah, go for it.
All right? And sorry, I know I'm ranting a little bit, but I've had this on my...
Yeah, go for
the weekend.
It's good to get it off.
A lot of Broncos fans last year, when they went there for their 5 games in a row loss streak... We're saying the same thing. Madge is this, Madge is that. Our team's crap, blah, blah, blah. Pretty boys, whatever. They turned it around. Yeah, they turned it around. I'm going to hold on to this sliver of hope. I'm going to hold on to this sliver of hope that the Panthers is our true form. And right now we just have an attitude problem. And it's just a coaching miscommunication.
So, I'd love to agree with you. I don't. I think the Broncos have a ton more talent around the park and a much more better balanced team from 1 to 17, in my opinion. I think we've got strike around the park. I think we've got strike on our centres. We've got strike in our back row. I think our back row is one of the stronger ones in the comp. When Kikau's fully fit and playing to his prime, or not even to his prime, like giving us an 8 out of 10, I think our back row's super strong. I think Galvin is super strong.
How can you say our back row's super strong when Salmon is 13?
Because he's not back row, that's forward.
No, he's not. That's part of the back row. He locks in back row.
Whatever. I'm saying our back row is strong. Exclude Salmon. I pointed out 2 names. What do you call? Now you got Salmon in my mind. I'm saying we've got good players across the park. There's probably 4 positions that aren't strong or up to standard, in my opinion, which is not like the Broncos. The Broncos 1 through 17 were a strong team last year and even stronger this year.
I don't think they're one.
You can go 1 to 17 right now, and I think they'd win 15 out of 17 positions.
I don't think so, but I'm not going to get into that debate because I don't think that debate is worth it. I just think I think that we are a good team. I don't think we're a bad team, and I don't think we're far off it either. And the one thing I want to point out is, and this is, I don't know. Do
we see changes
this
week?
What I saw, so when Burden started kicking the ball, it was getting a lot of hang time on the account, right? It was on the account. It was getting a lot of hang time in the game. We were able to defend again, and I felt like we got back into the game. What we need to do is get back to allowing Burden to do the big kicks and just getting Galvin to do the attacking kicks.
Yeah, but Burden also had the barrier of a game, in my opinion. He created nothing.
I know he didn't create anything.
Barely ran, barely did anything.
But when he did, he kept trying to run out of dummy half.
Yeah, like 2 runs.
Right, but when he played, when he did kick, he gave us the opportunity to have a quick line, right, to get up in their faces and defend. And I think that's what stopped them from being able to score. This year, we've gone away from that for some reason, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
We've gone away completely from everything that we did last year.
And I don't know if that's...
I think last year's overachievement, or like everyone playing 9 out of 10 every week to get us into the top 4, I think it masked a lot of issues for the Bulldogs, particularly around recruitment coming into this year. Like we knew we were losing Marnie, didn't really replace the 9, Serraldo back Bailey Haywood into the position. Not really him. It masked a lot of problems in the fullback position and in the 13 position. Like all key positions, key playmaking positions. I think it masked a lot, and I think we're just being exposed for it at the moment. So I'm not sure what changes Serraldo has planned. I actually don't think... I'd like to think he hasn't completely lost the locker room, but like some of the stuff coming up in the media, like missing your flights and whatnot, doesn't bode too well, in my opinion.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think the like those problems are like whatever. Everyone happens, and the media was having a slow day, and so they decided to talk shit. That's fine, whatever. Let them talk crap. I don't think there's those issues. I don't think that he's lost the locker room at all. I do think that players are out of form. And I actually don't think we're far off. I think once we get that win to get the monkey off our backs again, I do think that we are going to start showing our true potential. Again, I'm not saying we're the Broncos. I'm not saying we're going to do what the Broncos did. I just think that we are better than what we're showing right now, and it's becoming clear. And 1 or 2 changes will change everything. Is he going to make changes next week? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to. I think what change he will make, Hayes will slot in at second row in place of Curran. I think that he will drop Alika Lasimi Jones.
I don't think he'll drop him.
I think he will drop him.
Unless it's to debut someone else, I don't think he does anything.
I think he'll drop him. And I think that we see Gordon Chan Kum Tong on the 19 man.
In? I don't think he can come in.
He's a development player. He can't come into round 11.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Well, the problem is we don't have anyone to relieve Bailey Hayward at 9. So Hayward's going to have to do an 80-minute performance. Unless they seek a special exemption to have Gordon Chan Kum Tong come onto the extended reserves bench, because I don't know if Hayward is the 90-minute hooker that we need to serve us all game, especially against a brutal team like the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a brutal team.
Only thing I got and I've been silent for a while, but because obviously it's your turn to rant, but I just want to know what sort of license or style that Hayward's been told to play. Has he been given a free rein? Is he allowed to play his natural game? Like, what is the coach wanting from him? You know, like
that's what I'm interested in.
Because I feel like, you know, if they haven't been looking at other sides, like look at, for example, Little, even Cook, Brayley from Cronulla, Phoenix Crossland to an extent. You look at the Warriors hooker, for example. You look at the Cowboys hookers. Like Marnie and his replacement, Sonny Luke, man, they sometimes go out, have a dart. They'll take it to the line, throw a dummy. You know, they'll try things.
You don't see any of that.
Whereas it feels like Hayward just goes to dummy half and throws it left and right.
Yeah, but that's what Marnie used to do as well. Whereas Marnie for the Cowboys takes darts out of dummy half.
So I think
it's a coaching thing.
Marnie was like that at Para. He used to take a dart.
Yeah.
Even in his early stages of his career at the Dogs, he used to take the old dart. And then as the time progressed, it's like, bro, what is he there for? 50 tackles and just pass left and right? What's the point of having a specialist hooker? You might as well just get anyone to fill in and they can throw left and right and do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And
to the credit of some coaches or some players, they've maintained the art of what a hooker should be.
Yeah.
You know, like if you look at past greats like Cam Smith, Danny Badiris, you know, Stevie Walters, Benny Elias.
Amazing.
You know, just to run through a few of the, you know, there was even Steve Walters' brother Kerrod was great from dummy half. Just to name a few of the greats over the years, they used to take a dart. They used to run out and look for support. They used to put a kick in unexpectedly, or they used to run and find the support player, then back up on the inside to do runarounds. They used to mix it up. It's not always entirely down to your halves. They used to keep the other team second guessing. You know, they used to catch them by surprise. Your hooker's just going left to right, which then asks me, like, is that the style the coach just wants him to play, or has he been given a free license to reign? I would give him a free license to reign. You just need something to happen in attack.
Well, the thing is, like, if you look at the Sharks, like, their most dynamic player is Braden Brayley, right?
And he complements the rest of the side.
He does so well.
Blake.
Blake. I keep calling him Braden. Brayley.
There's Jaden, it's his brother. Yeah, I can understand that. And there's a Braden Hamlin-Uele in that team. I can clearly understand.
He keeps the team on the front foot when they need to get on the front foot. Like, you find he helps shift the momentum in the direction of the Sharks.
And when they got momentum, he's got the foot on the throat.
He's unstoppable. Yeah. He is unstoppable. When they get on the ascendancy, someone like him, Blake Brayley, is just unstoppable. We don't, even when we're on the ascendancy, we don't have that. Like, when we're in the 10-meter line on attack, I feel like there's never he's going to pick it up and run, or he's going to throw a short ball, crash over. Like, it's always going to be, let's shoot out the back to Salmon. every single time. Like what I understand, like when Galvin and Burden play on the same edge and Galvin receives the ball first and passes it to Burden or the other way around, I feel like our attack works. And we saw that against the Panthers. But this game, since the Panthers, it's like he's given Salmon, what's it called? It's like he's given Salmon the control, almost the captaincy. Why? Why is Salmon the one that gets to dictate where the attack goes? Keep him at lock, but just have him as a tackling machine. Why is he the one dictating the attack? Let our nines go straight to the 7, then to the 6, or otherwise. Why are they playing so exclusively on each side?
It's all one out as well.
Yeah, and it's all one out. Let them connect. Let them link up. Try something else.
Bailey Hayward, 1 run for 5 meters. And I think last week was similar. The week before was similar. He just doesn't run out of dummy half, which is a coaching thing. It's not a capability thing. I think he's got the potential to be a good hooker, but not with the current coaching, in my opinion.
I actually think Hayward isn't a bad hooker at all, and I think Hayward does have the ability to do the dart at a dummy half because we have seen it.
Just give him the license to play. That's why I'm questioning what sort of role do they have him playing.
Do you remember against the Roosters, I think, was it last year or the year before, there were a couple of darts at a dummy half he took that absolutely turned the game in our favour. Even when he came, do you remember when he played 9 in the trials in 2024? He was running out of dummy half like, we haven't had a dummy half like this in ages. Yeah. He was like, yeah, this is what we need. And now all of a sudden, he comes into the starting pack and he can't make those runs. Look, I don't know. It just, there's clearly some coaching issues. It's clearly on Ciraldo, even though I think Adam O'Brien's style, I'm not saying Adam O'Brien's the problem, I'm saying Adam O'Brien's brought a new style of attack that I don't think is working with us.
I think defense as well. Defense has been rubbish.
I actually don't think, to be honest, the defense has been rubbish, and you guys tell me what you think, but I don't think it's necessarily a function of the Bulldogs. I think it's a function of the competition.
No, I think it's a function of the Bulldogs.
I don't think it's a function of the Bulldogs.
We've probably got like one of the worst goal line defense. That's not because 6 against. That's because we can't defend.
Yeah. Look, our online defense, it
used to be the best last year. Now it's like
the
bottom 5.
We've got a worse for and against than the Titans.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. We have the worst points differential. Start again. We have a worst points differential than the Titans. At this time last year, right? We were 8-1.
Yeah.
We were 8-1, and we were riding high. Now, I want to hear from you, Dibbo. How do we fix this? What do you think? What changes need to be made this week? Not yesterday, this week. Let's say for this game against the Dolphins, what changes do you think he needs to make to just have a quick shift?
He needs to, like I said, I think he needs to, and I hope it's not Hayward holding up the team. I mean, obviously he's not, but I just feel like it's him restricting Hayward, what he can do out of dummy half, what the team style of attack is. He's got good personnel there. They're very capable. Obviously, there's just few positions. Obviously, you're missing Kikau, for example, and Kikau's been below. He's been underwhelming this year, and I'm sure Kikau will admit this himself. Obviously, a full strength side for me would have Kikau in the second row starting with alongside Preston, and Tipanoa for me would be starting at lock. For me, anyway, that's how I would see it. Right. I like your back 5 at the moment. I think Tuala should get retained next week. Him and Sua on the fringes. Obviously, you got Rinakama, who's a very capable player. So somebody slips up Rinakama. That should be your next in line, another tall winger. They got to play more direct. Some of your players can play dynamic. They just got to play very dynamic, very direct. They've got to change it up, the style. I don't like the style that Ciraldo is. He's got to mix it up. Another thing I'd like to see is Crichton. Get more involved. Go get looking for that ball. Go do what, for example, Herbie does. And go do what, for example, Latrell does. And what I mean by those two, and don't get me wrong, they're both great players, but Crichton's also a rep player, right? Both of those are rep players. They're very influential on the field. Shouldn't Crichton be influential on the field?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Do you know why Latrell's playing so well this year?
But he's been very influential.
Do you know why?
Well, let's hear it.
Wayne Bennett stripped everything back.
Yep.
He said to him, go out
And just give him the ball.
and just get the ball and run.
Exactly. Play direct.
That's
Yeah,
it.
see,
But
who
that's
gives
what
him
I'm
the
saying.
ball?
What do you mean? His halves.
His halves give him the ball.
Hang on a second.
And if he doesn't, he goes looking for it.
No. My point is,
But he's influential.
No, no,
He demands it.
what my point is that Seraldo thinks Crichton is the be all end all. Right? He gets too fancy with his directions to Crichton. I think we all forget how young Crichton actually is as a leader, and that he's also been through injuries and stuff like that. He's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, but he's not the only player that's ever been through injuries.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I know.
He's getting too cute. He's getting too cute with Crichton. Strip it back. Tell the halves, fucking get early ball. Let Crichton do his thing. That's it. Stop telling Crichton to go playing 5'8". They keep giving me this idea that Crichton should somehow be closer to the ball. No, he shouldn't. We know our half and 5'8" can do the job.
Just get him the ball, or he can go in and. So, for example, just to use it as show how it is, Latrell, they get him the ball, right? Crichton get him the ball. The ball's not going to him. This is where he does a Herbie Farnworth. Go looking for the ball. How many times have you seen Herbie take the tap off the restart?
Everywhere.
Why does it have to always be your wingers or your fullback?
See, I thought in the second half, Crichton did go looking for the
See,
ball.
I actually
He did
disagree.
for a stage here and used a penalty. He just turned it around. He just went to 12 all.
Yeah.
And this is where I got frustrated with Leo Thompson because he started getting the ascendancy on the back of a bit of more involvement from Crichton. And he just lose the ball when he's have the ascendancy. And that, obviously that set me off. Like, those are coach killers. That's why I hate coach killers. They can lose you the game. But, I'll actually just play direct. I want to see more of a license for Hayward to roam. Not all the time, but mix it up. For example,
Keep them guessing.
more vigorous running from your forwards. And I want to see Crichton go looking for the ball. If they're still going to come to him, go be an influential player. You're an influential player. You're not there to sit there pretty and look at yourself and walk back and look at yourself.
Yeah, look, I think...
Go do the dirty work.
yeah.
Like,
See, I disagree. I don't want him taking out carries on the back fence. I want our wingers doing that. I want him in attacking ball.
and
I
then,
want him to get the ball from our halves, everyone doing their job. He gets the ball early
Yeah.
enough, like attacking, even if we're attacking from the 50. But us on the back of Bailey Hayward having a quick run out of dummy half, stripping him for numbers, Crichton getting the ball, creating a 3-on-2.
Yes.
I want him getting those carries. I don't want him taking it from our 10. That's our winger's job.
Yeah,
no. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Who would you, why can Herbie do it and he can't?
They're different
No.
players.
I think
Isn't for example Crichton and he's on $1 million, right? And he's a rep player, right?
Yeah.
Right. So why can't he take it off the
I don't
10?
want him taking those carries.
Why?
I want him preserved long term.
Is he? Please, mate. If Herbie can go 80 minutes and Latrell, and trust me, Crichton's in better shape than Latrell. This guy can do it as well.
I don't think it's about whether he can or can't.
Trump doesn't take the dirty carries.
He does take
He
dirty
doesn't.
carries when it needs to.
I think he does.
Nah.
I
He does.
Anyway, this guy is
does.
25 years old. You're $1 million. Go take those carries. All right.
I
And on
disagree.
top of that, is he not a more effective runner than your wingers?
Look.
Is he not a more effective, stronger
He's
runner
a
than
very,
your wingers?
very strong runner.
So
He is.
what would you rather? A 15, 20 meter damaging run that bends a lot, or
No,
a 5 meter
it's-
run from your winger?
I don't think he's saying don't do him at all. He's just saying I want him.
I'm not always asking him to do it, but there's
I want him
times he needs
involved.
to go for it. He needs to.
Yeah,
he needs to mix it up.
100%.
I'm
But I
taking
want,
it.
I want the rest of the team playing their roles.
Yes.
Like, we can't keep hanging it
Of
on
course.
Crichton. We're never going to get past it.
But
But
Crichton's
I think that's a problem from the coach.
But
Yeah,
Crichton,
100%.
but listen, that's also a Crichton problem. Crichton's become that predictable. They can sit there. They'll sit there, right? We're setting on the 30-meter line, right? Oh yeah, who's taking the ball up now? Sua, Tracy, or who's your other winger? Tuala. They'll be sitting there. Yeah, we're expecting easy 5 to 8 meters from them. All of a sudden, Crichton pops up, and he's a big boy. He's a big unit. What is he? 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
105, 110 kilos.
He's-
All of a sudden, Crichton's taking the ball. Oh shit! You know. And it could be a damaging 15, 20
But
meter
see,
run.
if we see, for example, if we're
Mix it up.
if we're in their half, anywhere in their half, and our dummy half, quick service out to our. Hang on.
I honestly, and just to reiterate, I'm not shitting on your players. They are very capable. What annoys me is, A, when they don't play to their ability. B, when there's actually more able players in the side, but the coach doesn't choose them. Like, don't get me wrong, Salmon is an able player, and he does your dirty work. But I just think it's come to a stage, he's need to be more dynamic, more direct. I feel like you need impact from the get-go. like in all fairness to Salmon, he'd probably be better suited off being a hooker than an impacting lock. If you think about it, and don't get me wrong, he's not, right? But he's not even an impactful lock. If you think about it.
Did you say Salmon to hooker?
I'm just saying he'd be more better off doing a hooker than an impactful
Wait,
lock.
did you say Salmon to hooker?
Of course, but I'm just saying I wouldn't even have him there. I'm just pointing out to you how you really need an impactful lock.
Anyway.
All he does is seem to tackle.
Look.
That's all Salmon seems to do out there.
My problem.
Besides the ball out the back.
My problem is that instead of the 9 going to our halves, the 9 goes to our lock. So if you look at, for example, today in the Sharks, Brayley was going straight to either Trindle or Hines. McInnes wasn't getting the ball, right?
He'll get it the odd set here and there, but yeah.
Broncos, yeah? And even when Duffy came on, Corey Pakes, I think, is a horrible number 9. But straight to who? Either Mam, or Duffy. Bro, look at all the games.
Your one goes too often to the lock. I agree.
It goes every single time in their 20. It goes to the lock.
Too
Stop
often.
doing that.
Doesn't always.
Go to the 7, then to the 6. I'm telling you, if we go right to Burden, who goes to then to Galvin, I guarantee you, early ball will get to Crichton. If you keep putting Salmon in the middle, it's not going to be good enough. Stop relying on Tracy
too
to
slow.
send the last ball. He can't do it. Tracy can't pass that last ball. He just can't do it, bro.
It's slow motion.
Yeah,
It's slow motion. It doesn't scare defenses.
Yeah, it's like Seraldo has so much belief in his players.
Like Tupanua, and I know you love him off the bench, but bro, when he carts up that ball, he's dynamic.
Bro.
Like, have him dynamic off the bat.
He's so
It's
good.
I'm glad he had AJ Jones or, come through. I'd love to see a few more debutants come through and see what energy they can bring to the side.
Underhill, I think Underhill will get
I
a
reckon
run.
he'd bring some energy.
I reckon Underhill will get a run after round 11.
It's close.
I reckon he'll
Can't
get a run.
now.
I think he's a development player. Next year he's in the top 30.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think he's
We're
development.
almost
this
at round
year.
11.
Yeah,
We're round
next,
10.
Yeah, next week they'll be able to play them. Even Gordon Chan Kamtong, I think he gets a run too. To be honest, I think Gordon Chan, because Turpin's out for 3 months, unfortunately, with a pec injury. So him and Kick Out are both out for 3 months.
Wow.
You got copped a bicep as well.
Oh, sorry, was it the bicep, not a pec?
Bicep.
Sorry,
yeah.
it was a bicep.
there.
Kingy though should be back this week, or they might keep him for the Sharks at Magic
bring him
Round.
in.
I hope Kingy does come back.
That'll be so good if he comes back.
I think it'll be
'Cause you have
great.
him and Leo.
He's got an offload about him as well. Like, I know he's not the most impactful forward, but at least, like, you have to second guess what
Harry
he's doing.
Hayes.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I actually think that King will be a lot better with someone like Thompson beside him.
What about Hayes?
Oh, Hayes comes back, he'll be on the bench. Oh no, actually, I think he'll put him
A lock?
at 12 in place of Curran.
I'm hoping we see debut.
You get these players back and then you
Who are we going to debut? Logan
frustrating.
Spinks?
How
Yeah.
frustrating.
Look, he's been killing it as a back rower. In
Look,
cup.
He's
he's-
dynamic.
He's a back rower.
Well,
Like,
what
out-and-out back
are they
rower.
waiting for?
He has named Logan Spinks on the extended bench
Yeah.
before. So I could see Logan Spinks being the one.
What is he, a Queenslander?
I don't know where he's from.
idea.
I'm going to research it right now.
You know who else I think deserves a shot, and I think he's been good for us? Fletcher Baker.
Our front row prop in the reserves.
Yeah.
He's been decent.
I think he's been good.
I watched some of that game in the reserves plus the highlights package. Some of your plays will look really good. Norths are leading in the reserves.
Yeah.
they're starting to-
Your team won, by the way.
In Fiji.
No, against the North side. He's
so-
looking. Some players look very dynamic. I know it's reserve
The
grade,
flag
but,
team won as well.
but some of them were like, I was like, wow, man, why aren't these guys playing first grade?
Yeah. I thought Cooper Toy
Oh, he's a New South Welshman.
played at centre. Cooper Toy played at centre. I actually thought he looked really good.
I think we're okay on centres.
I think, I think he's good, but like,
But it's good to know that if Tuala goes down
Yeah.
or whatever, we've got someone fighting for a
and
position.
then we've got Rinakama as well, who I
Yeah.
think deserves to have his shot back. I don't think we should see Montoya back in the team again. I think we have enough players down there in the what's it called to be there full time. So I think there are options. Like I said, Logan Spinks, I think he deserves it. I do think he deserves a shot. Interestingly, this week or last week, Zion Maiu'u played in lock. So that was an interesting one too.
He's born in Belmore, Logan Spinks.
True, out and out Bulldogs boy. But I will say, all I want to see is Burden putting the ball up really high and giving us giving us hang time so that we can get up in their faces and defend. I think with a team like the Dolphins, who are very quick, if we can use Burden's boot to put us on the front foot, right? If we can keep doing that, I do think we're a chance against the Dolphins, especially if we can bring out that that defensive grit that we know we can that we know we have. As long as we can do that, I think we're a much better chance of winning. If you look at the first half, I feel like we didn't do much at all, even though we had 16 or 17 tackles on there, 20, and we did nothing. And honestly, of those 16, I think Salmon got touched the ball first in about 10.
Yeah. You touch it all the time, man. You'd always take fourth run. Oh, anyway.
You know, and look, again, this is if you want to pinpoint where the speed issues are, they're there. Like if you look at when Man comes on, he digs into the line and then he passes out the back. Salmon never digs into the line, and that creates the ability for the defensive team to get up in Galvin's face. So, look, the Dolphins are heavy favorites. As they should be. I'll be very interested to see what our team looks like this week. I don't think there'll be too many changes, but having Hayes and King back into the team, I think will be a massive, massive in for us. I hope Jones is also on the bench, but I doubt it.
I think he'll be there.
I don't see us changing much else, to be really honest. I'd love to see Kate Dykes given a go, but I also don't see that happening.
In fullback?
Yeah. I just think that...
I don't see it happening. I'd be keen on seeing that happening, but...
I just think that changes need to be made. I really think changes need to be made. Okay. Any last thoughts on that game?
Just how they just capitulate. Like, you just hope they turn it around every week, and it's just like, bro, same story again.
Yeah, same story like Melbourne.
They're playing too sideways, not direct.
Look, I don't think the season's done. I think that there's a strong chance that we make it into the top 8 if we can turn it around quickly. I do think we'll make the top 8.
They really need to
they need to do it this week.
It's running out of,
like... Yeah, it's got to be done this week.
Look, you know why everyone says they're done? Just how they're playing.
Yeah.
It's like...
There's nothing to be hopeful
for. It feels like there's no heartbeat in that attack or anything.
It's a total shutdown.
Yeah, it just feels like they're playing uninspired. It's
complete shutdown.
Like, that's where I was like, man, Critter's just got to earn his $1 million price tag. Do something. Because all it takes is a few wins in a row.
100%.
And it changes everything. The players are playing with another leg up. Like, classic example. Come on. Who after a few wins now is almost near unstoppable all of a sudden? And they went down narrowly today. Manly Seagulls. Like, they lost today by 2 points.
To the Panthers.
You know.
And they were missing Turbo and Fogarty.
They were missing their two most influential players. All it takes is a few wins and bang. Yeah. You know? Like, Penrith are lucky to hold on. Manly blew a few chances.
I actually think the Bulldogs will end up a lot better at the end of the year than we...
They've got to get those wins.
Yeah, as long as we get if we get a win this week, I think that turns our whole season around.
All it takes is 2-3 wins in a row. Like, say 2-3 wins, bro. The players got another leg.
Because even if you look at the ladder, I know it's not fair to say, but if you look at the ladder, we're on 8 points. We're 2 points outside the top 8.
3 wins, but everyone's going to get there by points. Look at wins and losses. We're 3 and 5.
We are 3 and 5, but Sharks are 4 and 4.
They've had a bye.
What is it?
They've had a bye.
So have we.
They're 4 and 4.
Yeah.
And what are they coming 8th?
They're 8th. Manly's 4 and 4. They're 7th.
And that's
So my point is, like, sure, I get what you're saying, and it's a shit position to be in, but I also don't think we're too far away. If we can start winning, if we win a good game against the Dolphins, we have the confidence we can go back in. Our attack starts to click a bit more. I do think a lot of teams will start underestimating us, and we'll blow some teams off the park. That's genuinely how I feel. I actually think seeing us play the way we played in that sort of early part of the second half with Burton kicking, putting up hang time, and us getting up in their faces and defensively, I think that we'll come back towards, especially in the origin period, because I don't think we're going to have as many players missing. We'll come out strong. All right. The next game, the Dolphin up against the Storm up there at Suncorp Stadium, 28-10.
It looked like going different at the start.
Yeah, it was 10-4 at half time.
Here we go, yeah.
10-4 at half time. Tyron Wishart scored try and then went off. Injured himself scoring the try. And then Sualavi Fa'alongo scores a beautiful individual effort try. But that's all she wrote for the Storm. From there, it was just the Dolphins piling on the points. It was Cobo, then Isako, Bostock. What a run by Bostock.
Yeah.
What a great player. I was so glad to see him back.
Boom.
Wow.
That scores a double.
Bro, he's very impressive. Like, if he hadn't been injured all this year, I would have thought he would be the only winger that would challenge Kiraz for that wing spot. Because honestly, he's very impressive. He's tall, he's strong, and he's very capable.
100%.
So I'm very, very, very happy to see him back. I thought the second rowers were once again very strong for the Dolphins. But I want to say I thought the Storm put a lot more determination and grit in this game.
They did for the first the first half. I'll give them the whole first half. They tried. They lost. They obviously came into the game without Hughes, and they lost Wishart in the 11th minute after his try. So they had to deal with a bit of adversity in that first half. But then they kind of just folded under their... I don't even know what it was. Like
They lost Wishart, don't forget.
Yeah, I know that. But
that was after he scored.
Defensively, they opened up, like... I think it was either the first or the second of Bostock's tries. I think it was the first one, actually. It wasn't even that creative.
But
like,
you know what?
It was the ball just spreading a bit left, and then there was just a massive gap, and they were in. And then there were just like successive quick tries, and the Dolphins were good enough to put the nail in the coffin.
Because we started thinking after that first half, there was a marketed improvement by Melbourne in that first half.
100%. 100%. I thought they all got up for this game, but they just couldn't close it out. Their edge defense is just woeful.
Yeah, caught up to them.
It's very woeful. But like credit to the Dolphins. The Dolphins
they scored late to get that game home and hosed.
Yeah, the last couple of tries probably blow out the scoreline a little bit.
Yeah, I think Bellamy will be a bit hardened from seeing how they had it for a while, and we're still in it till late in the last 10 minutes. I guess the Dolphins another important win. I'm still not convinced about the Dolphins, mind you. Whether they'll make the top 8 this year, I don't think so personally. They've been very unconvincing.
To be honest, they've started slowly, and they actually
even then
they're just above us. They're 11th. They've got a much better.
And they're fortunate to be playing at Melbourne in all sorts. Otherwise, if they don't play Melbourne in all sorts, they're much lower on the ladder.
Yeah, but you can only play what's in front
of you.
You right?
Yeah. But I thought their last 2 wins have been. Their last 2 losses, haven't been too bad. I thought they've been really
against Penrith.
Yeah, that was hard.
Who did they have before that?
They got hammered by
against
Manly.
Warriors.
Yeah,
Warriors and Penrith.
Yeah.
2 close losses.
2 close losses.
Against 2 very good teams.
You got to close out those games.
No, look,
you have to if you want to be a top 8.
But the Penrith and Warriors are 1 and 2. So
regardless, they were 0-2. They closed out none of them.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And they've lost other games against other top 8 contenders. So.
Do you think obviously it was announced at the start of last week that Craig Bellamy has been diagnosed with a neurodegenerative disease, which means unfortunately this will impact Bellamy's coaching future. Apparently, short term no, but longer term yes. It's looking like this year might be his last year as coach. Do you think that's impacting the players a little bit?
It's a lot of news to take in. Oh, it's like 100%. Like they've all those players have been around Bellamy for a long time.
He's been there, 25 years now?
He is the club. Like,
he's
synonymous with the Melbourne Storm. Like, even in the 100 years' time, like, everyone's going to know it was Bellamy that built up the Storm and a second set of salaries. But nonetheless, like, he's a player that's important to him.
I just want to say, I've been laughing at Zaatar all week. Because when the report came out, Zaatar was making a joke about it, and I didn't know why. He was mocking it. He read neurodegenerative as neurodivergent. And Zaatar couldn't understand why everyone was making a big deal about Bellamy being neurodivergent.
I didn't understand like why everyone's making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, just read it wrong.
Like, yeah, okay, like it's a bit late to get diagnosed. Like, I didn't think you get diagnosed with autism or Asperger's at 65. I thought it's like much earlier. But yeah.
I think just before the Cowboys game, he's like, I just realized it doesn't say neurodivergent, it says neurodegenerative.
Yeah, which is obviously a lot more shocking, right?
I think
it's a lot more shocking.
I think isn't it like the precursors to dementia?
Yeah, it's usually what it is, like dementia, Alzheimer's, like anything that.
Well, he did play about 200 first grade games for Canberra.
Yeah,
it could be.
I think he was their last remaining player from the inception year in '82. He was in there. He was a pioneer player in the 82 season, and he was still there up to, I think, 92 or 93.
When they won those games.
Yeah, he was still playing in 92 or 93. Yeah, he was there for the first 11 seasons.
Well, I mean, regardless, like, he's been a great servant to the game for a long time, and wish him and his family all the best. And I think, like, bro, if it's too much, just give it away. I
think he finds joy in it. Like,
I think, yeah.
Like, I don't think he's been coaching for the last 25 years if he didn't actually.
No,
I
100%.
can turn it around.
But I love Bellamy.
Yeah.
I think he's always been a class act as a coach. I think whether you agree with him or not about the types of things that he's brought into the game, is clearly a pioneer of rugby league.
Yeah, that club owes it to him. Like, you know how they've gone on that wretched run?
Yeah.
Like, the city of Melbourne are furious with him. Like, shows you how much they all care about the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, 100%.
They're absolutely furious. Like, they want their team, their city, one city team, to be the pride of the NRL.
Yeah.
Like, they are furious that they got really pissed off with them when they lost the Souths. Rightfully so. Like, because they love this team. You know, they love that team. They don't want them to be cellar dwellers. They want them to be up there fighting for the title.
And they have been for so long.
They can experience what every other fan's experienced.
Yeah,
right? Like,
straight
it's
out.
been 24 years.
Just to show you how much he is that club. Like, you know, you know what? Melbourne Storm owe everything to him. He made that club.
Yeah, 100%.
That club will be there for a long time because of him. Like, they've got 40, 50,000 members. And you know what? That pretty much ensures they'll last a lifetime. Like, for example, in a rival rugby code, in the Melbourne Rebels.
Who are they?
They were a rugby union side, right? In the Super Rugby.
No. My point is, like,
because they didn't have any sustained success in that, they became defunct. You know that?
Yeah.
They were around for about 15 years or something.
They didn't get anywhere.
I think they made the finals once when they had Quade Cooper and Will Genia there.
Yeah.
And that's it. After that, because they couldn't have personnel like him and Frank Panisi, for example, and some of these other faceless people that they don't get a mention, or an owner like Matt Tripp, for example, they become defunct in a city of about 6-7 million people. A one city team became defunct.
But I tell you what, like,
and because of him, they're a landmark on Australian sport, the Melbourne Storm.
And to be honest, I think that extends beyond the Storm. If you look at some of the greatest players we've ever seen have come through under his tutelage, under his coaching, like Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk. Okay, he's not in the same league. Yeah. Greg Inglis, Israel Folau.
And there's more coming through. Like, it doesn't even stop there.
Harry Grant, Cameron Munster.
I know, almost mentioning all the greats, right? But because of Craig Bellamy, there's over 20 junior clubs in Melbourne alone now. Not sides, like teams, junior clubs with all their sides from A grade down to the under sixes. And now,
I mean, it's not only Craig Bellamy, but he's a big part of it, right?
But because of his sustained success, it grew.
Yeah.
It's grown from the northern to the south, right? Like, I follow a few of these sides on social media and all that, and I go down, I've driven past. Like, for example, I've driven past the field and reservoir and I saw a rugby league game and I was like, and I stopped over in that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And from there, I think we've now had 7 Victorian-born players debut in the NRL.
We just had one, Hugo Peel.
He was, honestly, I actually was very impressed with him.
Victorian-born. Like, you can pretty much attribute a whole city comp and a whole generation of players and generations to come pretty much back to Craig Bellamy for the sustained success he brought to the Melbourne Storm. Don't worry about that 99 side.
No.
Because the Dragons made it in the first year, and they were there in this. You could have thrown anyone in there. A lot of sides can make it in the grand final. It's the sustained success that builds a brand and a product. Like, this guy's pretty much. This guy is immortality of the rugby league. He is not pretty much. He is immortality. He's a Hall of Famer.
It's interesting to see that. He's been such a big part of it, and not interesting, but it's good to see. And honestly, like, as a fan of rugby league, like, Craig Bellamy's been like a mainstay for a very long time.
Hard to find
100%.
anyone that dislikes him, and if anyone that dislikes him doesn't have the head screwed on.
And as a coach, he's honest when his team's going good. He's honest when his team's going bad.
Oh yeah, he gives you everything.
And he's very encouraging.
Yeah, he's very good.
And as a coach, I've seen multiple times over the years where he's in the media and reached out to a coach or an opposition player that was down in the dumps and tried to give him, a rev up, like, as in,
you can do it. You're all right. You'll be better.
Like, they're capable and they're just going through a tough time and get behind them. Like, he's one of those guys, repeatedly over the years, I've seen him do that. He's got the humanity side to him and all that.
That's why he's so successful.
You know
People
what?
love him.
I love it when he goes on his blow-ups.
I love his blow-ups.
But now I want to see him get happier for a while.
Honestly,
I've seen enough of the blow-ups.
Wish him all the best.
When he goes nuclear, it's very
disappointing to see, obviously, what's happening. But Look, there were better signs. I think there were much better signs this week, and they have to start building towards their next win. For the Dolphins, they held it. They held in there. I thought they were very. It was a good thing that they were able to be only 10-4 down at halftime. I thought the Storm had a lot more potential in them, but given that Wishart was gone, their attack was affected. Even though they had Trent Tolau on the bench, who I thought did fairly well when he came on, but it was a great performance by the Dolphins overall. I thought their forward pack definitely dominated.
Yeah, and Herbie Farnworth.
Herbie Farnworth,
250 meters or something like that. Like he was in everything,
absolute freak,
everywhere, in attack and in defense. I thought. Like completion rate was similar across both sides, but the Dolphins just had significantly more possession. I think it ended up being like 60-40 or something. Which
58-42, which
you just don't see. Like last year, you just didn't see that unless like it was a bottom tier side versus, I don't know, like a red hot.
Yeah, like
Broncos
the Storm against the Eels.
Yeah, something like that, right? And the scoreline doesn't reflect that. Like it wasn't that dominant.
No, it wasn't.
Performance. I thought Melbourne Storm were right in there until that first Jack Bostock try.
Yeah.
Even though they were behind by like 6 points or something like that.
I felt like it broke their hearts almost.
Yeah, they could come back. Then that first Bostock try just sealed it for him. I think that just blew out like the win from the sails or whatever the saying is.
So it was 8 line breaks to 2. That's like. And I thought Hammer was really good, used his speed, chose his moments, really sort of burnt them on the edges.
They didn't really capitalize on the sin bin from the Hammer.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I thought that they would. But to be honest, like Munster's been woefully out of form. And given that Tyron Wishart wasn't there, I felt like their attack really was...
Like you expect a lot more from Grant and Munster and the team that's
100%.
like struggling. You expect them to get up and be in everything. I thought Grant was running a lot more in this game. It just wasn't.
He was trying.
Yeah,
he was
just
trying.
The polish isn't there, but that's across the board, which is hard. It's a similar problem we've got at the Bulldogs. Like even if your players are playing well, they're just lacking the polish and the finesse they would have had last year.
He made 54 tackles, Harry Grant. So it's not.
Well, they'll see each other on the planes to Bali in September.
Look.
That's
other
a good
seasons,
one. They all go to Bali in September. So they're not in the finals.
So do you guys think that the seasons for the Bulldogs and the Storm, two of the top who were in the top 4 last year, do you think they're cooked for the year?
I think
do you think they should book their Bali trips from now?
100%.
A third of the season in, I'm not going to call it this early, no.
You don't think so?
I'm not going to call it this early, no.
Oh.
We're only a third of the season in. I refuse to call it now. Refuse.
So why is Hassan calling it then?
Well, you can call whatever he wants. It's his own
big
opinion.
Big brain move, man. Big brain move. I don't carry this big head for no reason.
Why do you think they cook? Why do you think they can't make it back?
I think, this is round 9.
Yeah.
They've lost 7
Yes.
in a row.
Yes.
They've won 2 games against the Dragons and the Eels.
Yes.
Like 2 teams
Two
that
lowly sides.
are far,
Fair
right?
point.
They haven't beat anyone.
And they haven't looked like beating anyone.
That's the thing. They haven't been in these games either. Even against the Dragons, that game was there for the taking. If it
really was until the
magic from Surfar Logo in the last 20 minutes.
I agree.
That game could have been. They could have been 1-8.
Yes.
They're not, right? We'll talk about what's in front of us. They still drew a couple of buys, which will refresh them.
Yeah.
I think they haven't had a single buy yet.
No, not yet.
So there's 6 points that will hit them, but realistically, you need to win 12. It's minimum 13 historically, 13 games to make the 8. They need to go on and win
11 out of 16.
They need to win
at least 11
more games.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got that in them.
Yeah, I think that's a fair logical argument. Are you just simply not calling it because it's just early, Dibbo?
Yeah, only a third of the season in. I'm just,
And they'll
all
probably,
it takes is a few wins in a row.
they will lose a couple to Origin as well, which will make it more difficult. I think.
That's another thing.
Yeah, I think Uto Kamanu, Grant, Munster.
He's been really good last.
He's been
couple weeks,
fantastic, man.
I've liked him.
I'll tell you what. I was really, really impressed with both Sean Bloor and Ativalu Lasari. I thought they really came
They
in.
stood up. They were standing up.
They did a great job.
They got the bye this week, Melbourne?
Is it Melbourne that has the bye this week? I'm not.
Or is it Souths or?
If it's not, then either.
Or is it the Warriors? I think it's the Warriors.
Oh, it is the Warriors. It is.
Right. Yeah, it's not
So
Melbourne.
it's getting there. Another good. Maybe Melbourne can string a good. Who did Melbourne got this week?
Tigers.
Ooh.
But Tigers.
The wounded Tigers.
Yeah, wounded Tigers.
I think Melbourne should fancy their chances here. I think.
It'll be a good game. It'll be a good game. I just think the
Jerome
Tigers.
Hughes will be back.
Yes.
He was only out for 1 round.
Yeah,
there
Jerome
you
Hughes
go.
will be back.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I like this.
I'll still back him. Like in every tip, like until they get their win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll be a job. All right. Titans and the Raiders. Raiders win 28-12 up against
Honestly,
up there at Seba Super.
that was honestly. If the Dragons weren't winless, I would have said give the Titans the spoon. Honestly, they were playing a Canberra side missing a fair bit of players out for injury and influential players, and then Canberra just like, bro, here's your time to beat Canberra. I think we all tipped Canberra, didn't we?
No, we tipped the Titans.
Well,
'cause
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
the
we
Titans
tipped
were
the
going to actually
Titans,
show
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
But
I
they
mean,
were still
sorry,
in the bye.
I get it wrong. I thought we all tipped the Titans, right? I don't know why I accidentally tipped Canberra, but that wasn't my intention, to be honest. But you think, missing all those players, the Titans would put them away, especially playing at home. So I was like, man, honestly, that's a performance worthy of the wooden spoon side.
I agree. Like
Like he's your golden chance.
It was just riddled with errors, right?
68% completion. You're never going to win with 68% completion. They only had 46% possession, which again, like, especially in the game being so quick, you're never going to win with low completion, low possession. You just, it's almost like giving up, right?
It was very self-inflicted.
It was so bad. They had 14 errors. Not
all
sure.
in like momentum as well.
Yeah,
not all of them, but a lot of them were.
Like they
in
got
momentum.
dominated in everything.
Yeah.
They got dominated against a side missing players.
And honestly, it wasn't because the Raiders were that good. Like I'm not taking away from the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm not taking away from the Raiders. I just think that the Titans, had they showed up even fifth, like
They were dreadful. They
a
got
little bit
dominated.
better,
They just got dominated. Like Canberra's missing players. It makes me think should Canberra's second string side start for him this year instead? But they were dreadful.
And some of the tries, like some of the tackle attempts, were just like it's just so poor. Like that Sebastian Chris try,
dreadful.
that Ethan Sanders try, like the blokes, like what?
They made them all look like superstars.
Yeah, they I don't know. I just, they got, they made Corey Holzbrough look like a prime Shane Webke.
I think he's listened to our podcast because he's been very underwhelming last few weeks, and he turned up in the absence of some key outs in his game. He actually played a good game.
Papali'i did. In the absence of Papali'i, I thought he played well.
Yeah.
Simi Sasangi again, showing us why he's such a good player,
Fantastic.
man. Wow.
Centre,
Well done.
back row, anywhere.
Because you can play him at 7, he'll be good.
Like he's a player. He's a fantastic player. I thought Timoko 324 meters.
Amazing.
He absolutely killed it. Like their back five did really well.
Yeah, their back five this week. Yeah.
Tamale 220 meters. KO Weeks 216 meters. Sebastian Chris 177 meters. Like he did, like that back line, and then Ethan Sanders, who's been, in my opinion, down on form the last couple of weeks. He's done fantastic. In this game, he had a couple of try assists. Did he? I'm not sure if he ended up getting the try. I can't remember at the top of my head, but I know he had a couple of
Who's
try
that?
assists. Ethan Sanders.
I think he did get a try. No, he didn't. He had a couple of try assists.
So he had a couple of try assists.
Yeah, I said that he won, but there was the one that I think it was which one? There was one where they just strolled over, and I just couldn't believe. I think it was one of the Simi Sasangi ones. I don't know, man. Everything about it.
I know Sasagi's first try was super soft.
Yeah,
it
there
was
was
like just crash over the play.
Yeah, we were
Hate
just
seeing tries like that.
look. I was happy to see Chevy Stewart get some game
Is he
time.
looking for a contract? I'll give him full-time starting position at the Dogs.
Give
if
him
he wants.
fullback, bro. I would give him
What
fullback.
was his role? Like, so this game I was watching as I was taking care of my kids, guys. So I wasn't 100% paying attention. But what was his role when he came on? Like, where did he slot in? Because I saw him like defending deep, when the Titans were kicking like on fifth. He was deep, right, to catch the ball. So I'm not sure what position he was actually.
Yeah, I
playing.
don't know. I don't remember, but it was just good to see him play a little bit. I think. Oh no, he replaced Dane Laurie. He played in place with Dane Laurie.
Oh, so he played. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
remember
make sense
how.
'cause he's
Yeah,
defending deep as
I don't
well.
remember how they started. Anyway, yeah, so good on them. I thought, yeah, Timoko was outstanding. I do think that Jet Stewart has been a bit of a letdown for the Raiders. I think he was probably their worst player this week. but overall, it was a good performance by the Raiders. Very, very poor by the Titans.
Overall, 1-17, probably the worst game that they've played collectively together, in my opinion. Even when they got pumped by
the Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Like,
Yeah,
this one was like just lacking. Like the Canberra Raiders were there for the taking. If I knew the stat that Canberra haven't lost there in the last 5 games or 6 games, I actually would have tipped Canberra. But Canberra were there for the taking. They're missing Hudson Young. They're missing. I can't remember anymore.
Hey, but how good is Cooper Bye?
He's fantastic. But I'm not sure about his rotation. He came on in the last few minutes. It was just like too late.
No, he played 40 minutes. He played very well, and like I remember there was a couple times
he needs more minutes.
Yeah, he made a couple of breaks, and then, bro, he's made a clean break. He passes the ball, and then
they drop it.
Like, well, bro, you just this.
So you look at like the errors, like both Fermor, like he ran for 200 meters, right? Like on the stat sheet, it's great. But he also had 3 critical errors, like just fumbles. Jaden Campbell, as much as I love him, and I'd love him in the blue and white, like 2 errors. Ilias had probably his worst game in first grade, in my opinion. One of his worst games.
I thought he tried very hard, Ilias.
Nah, he tried, but nothing came from it.
Yeah. Like, you know, the worst part is like they were actually, the way they were playing was smart because they would make breaks. Like they would make, maybe not complete line breaks, but they make tackle breaks. And then you can see like, if they had support or if they held the bloody ball and built momentum off their attack, they could get places because they had the speed and they were attacking the edges of the Raiders, which have been, historically weak. But it's like as soon as they put themselves in any good position,
drop the ball.
Yeah. Which is very disappointing. They also told Sam Verrills that they won't be re-signing him, so he will be off contract.
Why is that?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
For Oliver Pascal?
I mean, I would assume it's for Oliver Pascal. Talk.
Yeah. So Oliver Pascal, that would be interesting. Maybe Sam Verrills could come to the Dogs. We obviously need a hooker at the moment, but overall, I think the Titans are just a bit off the pace. I think they came back from the bye and they were just a bit lazy. Be complacent.
Yeah, I agree. They were very complacent. I think it's that same sort of, we've got the speed, they're missing a lot of players, we'll be okay, but it's just not the case. Look, as for Sam Verrills, I thought he was very good at the Roosters, and he was in his first year at the Titans. I thought he was good, but I feel like he's been going downhill for a couple of years. I wouldn't mind him at the Bulldogs maybe as a backup because we're clearly short on 9s because we only got Turpin for 1 year. Who knows if we re-sign him? But if you ask me, I'd love to get my hands on Owen Paddy or Oliver Pascoe or Sam Healy for the Dogs. I think they're the types of lines we need.
Honestly, hands down, somebody that has got more repertoire in their game and more fizz.
It just depends if it's
I would go, and they wouldn't come expensive either. Like it's worth paying. It's worth paying.
You got to pay for your spine.
Yeah,
it depends
it's
if it's a coaching thing. Because
like Sam Verrills, good shout. He was at the Roosters before. He was in Sydney.
No,
Verrills is very good.
Yeah.
It could be a coaching thing, right? Like you could bring in Harry Grant and then
tell him just pass left and right.
Ciro.
Yeah, but I'll tell you things. Players like Harry Grant are very influential. They're not going to sit there and just have the coach dictate everything. They're going to give them a piece of their mind. And as a player, you should be expected to do that, especially if you're an influential type. If I had to coach somebody pass left or right, like, why do I want to be here?
Yeah.
Especially if it doesn't work, just passing left or right, so predictable.
And Josh Hannay was livid with his team. Like
of course he
was
would.
so livid. And
they're playing a Canberra side, yeah.
And I hope he makes some. I hope he makes some real tough calls.
I think he'll put them on notice.
He has to, because that was really unacceptable. Another one I just want to call out, who's become one of my favorite players, Sevelia Tamale.
Yeah,
bro. Fuck, we just gotta stop. Bro. He's such a good player, man. Like, honestly, kudos to the Raiders for signing him, giving him a
good work
chance.
From Sticky,
great
picking
work.
these juniors and sticking with them.
Yeah, 100%. Great work by Sevelia. Love him. All right. Next game, the Warriors up against the Eels. They're at CommBank Stadium. The Warriors destroy the Eels 36-14. I'm loving watching the Warriors.
I thought this was a lot
enjoying.
closer. I wouldn't say destroyed. Like, the game only fell apart.
Look,
the last
I hate
15
the Eels.
minutes.
When the Eels lose by 20 points, I'm going to say they got destroyed.
I think they deserved it. I think they put themselves in the position to lose. Like, Jason Riles in his press conference had a bit of a go at the officiating, which I tend to partially agree with. But like when Mitchell Moses is kind of hammering the ref, like Gerard Sutton is known for his bangers.
Yeah.
His like random 6 agains and random penalty calls going against you, whatever. But if I was a ref and I had a player constantly in my ear the whole game, you best believe you're not getting a call.
Well, actually, 30 seconds before halftime, Gerard Sutton said to Mitch Moses, because Mitch Moses was having a talk about something, he said, I'm not talking to you now. I'll talk to you at halftime, which is in 30 seconds. Go over there.
That was so good.
I thought that was exactly how you deal with someone like Mitch Moses, who's going to do your absolute head in. And we've said this for so long.
I was like, remember I was like, he should be called Bitchel Moses or Bitch Moses. Like, I was like, bro, when him, I was like, who was that directed to? I go, was that directed at
Had to
Bitch
be Mitch
Moses?
Moses.
He's like, this guy's like, I go, that is awesome. Yeah. Like, that should be his name.
And honestly, like, if he spent more time worrying about marshalling his strips and talking to his strips than he is talking to the ref, I reckon that they'd be a much better team.
It's also some of the errors, like some of the penalties they gave away in the 6 agains were
very ill-disciplined. Very ill-disciplined.
Ill-disciplined. Like, it's usually on the back of them dropping the ball and the Warriors picking up momentum or whatever it is, calls went against them. It's just laziness in the tackle, like raising the arms. Like, they're 50-50. Sometimes they go your way. Sometimes it's called incidental. Sometimes it's not. I get it. You didn't get the rub of the green in the calls, but you guys were in the game until the 60th minute.
They got themselves back in the game.
They
Stay
did.
in the game.
To their credit. I was like, wow.
It was
And
up
then they
until
fell
the
off again.
16th minute, and then one too many calls, and that was that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
So a couple of things I want to call out. James Fisher-Harris, I think, is starting to show his value to this team so incredibly well.
I think he showed it from day one, but I know what you mean.
I just feel every time he comes back on the field, he brings...
He's got the experience and the leadership, and he's got that presence.
Yeah, he brings the
that
presence.
presence and aura. I don't care what anyone says, but presence and aura goes a long way.
And that's what I'm
Everyone
hoping.
lives around him, right?
And that's what I'm hoping Thompson can do. I think if he keeps if he fixes those little areas in his game, I honestly reckon that Thompson is so much like James Fisher-Harris, and I think
it comes with respect in the game, right? And like earning the stripes.
and that's what I'm saying. Once he sort of earns it and he pumps out the numbers and he's there, I think he can get it. But it's not about that. I thought Fisher-Harris was fantastic. Jackson Ford,
I think he's
never thought I would say this. He has to be chosen for the Blues.
Well, I think...
He's playing himself right into it.
Man, they're all in good form, but do they transfer it into Origin Arena?
Yeah, see, that's,
you know what?
That's
I reckon.
I'm
I
buzzing
reckon.
with.
Honestly, I reckon because he's so. He doesn't. I shouldn't swear, but he's a no nonsense and no f's given sort of player. Have you realised?
Yeah.
He'll just go there and his work rate is so good. He'll take on the line. He'll take a run. He'll try. But he passes the ball. He offloads and that. Like he just runs hard and straight, and he's got a bit of footwork and.
Look,
And he goes about his work without any. Have you realised he's not exuberant and he doesn't sit there. I've scored it. It's like he's nonchalant.
just give me the ball and let me run.
Isn't he like nonchalant?
Yeah, 100%.
I love a nonchalant player.
Do we think he can make it there though over AFB, Keon Kolomatangi, Yuto Ikamanu?
Keon played second row today.
Yeah, he did. He's been playing second row a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have Keon in second row for Blues. We got too many second rowers. We have way too many second
but
rowers.
even then, like, does...
I think he's a better.
I don't know why I say
second
Laurie
rower.
Daly.
Yeah.
Like, or let's just say the brains trust. I don't know why I talk like they got a brains trust, but let's just assume they are a brains trust at New South Wales State of Origin. Do they then choose players that can play prop and second row as a flexibility?
I think
hope
Jackson
not.
Ford can do both.
You know,
No, I think you have to pick
there's
specialists.
I agree with you.
But there's no, trust me, these guys are specialists. But is that where Jackson and Keon start getting an edge? You know, for example, I saw Alakawatu today, and he's a very damaging player. He gave Penrith some trouble out there. He's looking scary. Like, you know, Latrell's looking scary on the edge. He's looking scary
on the other edge.
In the other edge, in the forwards.
Can I say, is Alakawatu in career best form?
I think he's very close.
He's
Bro,
been very influential the last
Today,
6 weeks.
some of the runs that he made, like when they were losing, I was just like, oh my God. this guy is not human.
He'll start to look like a terror.
Do you know what I mean?
He's another terror. Like the Latrell was one terror.
Yeah, I imagine having to, bro. I think
he's a right-sided player.
But then you've got Angus Crichton, who was injured, hasn't good. Liam Martin injured, hasn't been great.
Yeah, but Angus, thank you. I'm glad you didn't try to glaze him, but Crichton's been underwhelming since last year.
No. I'm.
You know, whether he's a mainstay or even gets chosen. You know, if Laurie has some balls, Crichton, I don't see Crichton starting.
What a tangent.
What do you mean?
We're talking about the Warriors ended up on Crichton.
Okay, let's go back.
I'm just saying.
Let's go back. I think
we're just talking about
Jackson Ford should at least have his name in the conversation.
100%.
I think his name should be in the conversation.
Question.
We went off on a tangent.
Aaron Clark, best lock in the game. I love him right now. He is literally changing games for them. He's literally turning games on their heads for them. Luke Metcalf was on the extended bench and didn't get chosen. Well done. All I have to say to Andrew Webster is well done, dude. You are a good coach.
Can he give him an early release? Just asking for
They're not going to let go of some.
I'm just asking for a friend.
In a Dragons.
Sorry, I'll rephrase. Not a friend. I'm asking for a whole club and a whole fan base. I'm just not revealing who. Hang on a sec. Is Tanner Boyd re-signed?
No, they're going to offer him a multi-year deal. Damn. Yeah, I hope he stays.
I'll take Luke Metcalf.
Because do you remember, like last year, we thought, how is this guy even a first grade 7? And then this year,
agreed. Remember that?
Yeah, he's been given the reins, and honestly, he's the form 7. Like him and Adam Dwyer are the form 7s of the game.
Cleary.
And obviously, and Cleary.
No,
Cleary's already a goat, but you don't put him.
He's a given.
He's a given. But these two have come out of nowhere to be absolute weapons at 7. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, the other one I have to call out is AKP. He's been playing out of his skin. He's scoring doubles every week.
It's insane. Like, I'll give this guy one thing. All of last year, he's like, man, why don't the Dogs sign him? Well, this guy's got killer pace. And he was off contract. This guy thought the Dogs would pick him up. Like, he was that confident, you know? He's going to, I think we should and I think we will. And we'll snap him up.
And then the Warriors picked him up.
And then the Warriors picked him up. And then when he wasn't playing at the Warriors, even though the Warriors, this was like, bro, how's Alafana and Campera not getting a run? Lo and behold, he's back for the last 3 weeks. Yeah. And he's averaging a try a game. And his career strike rate's a try a game anyway.
How do you drop him?
His first try was no one scores it except him and potentially someone like the Hammer.
Or Fox.
I told Elmo
even Fox now wouldn't do it. A couple of years ago he would.
No, he still could.
Yeah, now he's faster than he was a couple of years ago.
Only the players with serious pace in the game score that.
Yeah, that's
only
right.
that or unreal strength,
or like
your
Latrells
or your Farnworths, for example. You know,
yeah.
I mean, credit if he's on, but
I love Fiona Campera, and he's so fun to watch. Like he's so fast. Obviously he's not the perfect wing guy. He's got his issues on the high ball.
That's all they got to do is just work on him on some things like defensive or where to. That's all they got to work on.
But he's doing his job.
Yeah, exactly. That's the stuff. His pace is there, and his finishing is there. There's others. Just keep him there. Work on a bit of things, and he should retain his spot.
They have an embarrassment of riches because
who was the other winger before he got injured?
I can't even remember anymore.
Pompey's a centre.
I can't remember.
They would have Pompey on the wing, and then they would have Rocco Berry.
No, sorry, but somebody's got to.
Even Taine Tuapiki, when Charles Nickel Clockstack comes back, Taine Tuapiki's playing so well. Where do you put him?
You put Charles Nickel Clockstack in the centres.
Okay, so what do you do with Pompey and Sheck? Do you drop one of them?
The issue of seeing Kane...
No, Tuivasa and Pompey... Tuivasa and Klukstad would be your centres.
And
Rocco Berry and the other guy have to just bide their time. Sorry.
Because Rocco Berry was good when he wasn't injured, but he's very injured.
But Roger and Klukstad would be your first choice centres, especially if they're performing. Roger's been great.
He's been fantastic.
My concern is actually with DWZ.
Yeah.
But he seems to score every game.
But if they... because... He fumbled the bag in this.
Yes,
he spilled his lollies in the second half. He would have if the Eels end up winning the game, we would have been speaking about And he got caught out defensively a couple of times, just shooting. So
his line becomes under pressure.
Well, I actually think that this will be his last year at the New Zealand Warriors because next year they're getting both Grant Anderson and Will Warbrick.
Yeah.
So you reckon he could be on the way out?
I think him and
Rocco and Pompey.
And no, I think
RTS is already on the way out.
RTS is gone.
Yep, okay.
So Anderson
and Klukstad?
Klukstad's re-signed until the end of 2027.
Wow.
So I think Anderson straight swap for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Will Warbrick, I think
winger.
Unless
Imagine
Webster,
him and Olafana can't pair.
yeah, but unless Webster doesn't want to drop DWZ, which I can see happening. But I think Alafiana Can't-Pereira's position can't be in question. He's been that good.
As long as he keeps performing, of course. It's good to have that headache of players.
Great headache. But yeah, great performance by the Warriors. The Eels.
I've got some thoughts on this one.
Go for it.
I
I'd love to hear what you.
Volkman over here, like
I started well.
He started well. He finished well. He was in everything. He also gave away penalties and he had errors in his game. But for me, out of the halves, I thought he put his heart out there and he played at 100%. And you just have to cop those errors. You have to cop those penalties. But you need your team to lift around you.
I don't see where Pezzett comes back.
I don't think there is a place for him in this team.
I actually think Volkman is a better 5'8".
He gets a lot more involved in the game. He creates opportunities at the line.
He engages the line. I like
He's a lot better at second fiddle.
He's very quick.
I love players that engage the line. Love it.
And he's playing with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Like, not to question Pezzett where his head's at and whatnot. I don't think he was that crash hot in the first 4 or 5 weeks he was playing.
No.
But, like, why have him in your team? He's going next year to play reserve grade for Broncos.
End up being detrimental to him.
Yeah. I don't think he's not the problem.
No, but end up being detrimental. But
I just think Volkman has earned. I think, given the way he's attacked, I think he's earned his position in place of Pezzett.
So Pezzett came back through New South Wales Cup
this week. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think Riles is convinced that Pezzett is his man, to be honest, based on that press conference. But we'll see. I wouldn't mind Rodden Volkman getting to go for the rest of the year.
Yeah, me same. I think he deserves it.
I'm not sure if he's re-signed beyond this year. They've got another kid that they've got their eyes on for 6.
No, I'm pretty sure are you talking about Lorenzo Talataina?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Well, if he doesn't get game time, doesn't prove anything.
It's true.
And if he's only a freak in the juniors, then it doesn't prove anything either if he can transfer it to first grade.
But if their season's done, which it is, like, when you...
Para? Yeah, season's done.
When you bring
9 rounds in.
Dogs, no. Melbourne, no. Para, yes.
Yeah,
when you bring him in, give him some time.
Lorenzo?
Yeah.
I would.
Like, what do you have to lose? Like, your team's already battered.
I'd have him on the bench, though.
Yeah, just inject him for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, give him...
Because Riley Smith is out. Not sure how long, because he copped another knock on his sternum. Like, surely you could bring him in as a 14, give him 15, 20 minutes, start warming him up to the idea of first grade.
Can I just say, though, on Riley Smith, I have to admit, like, bro, the guy, for a little bloke, is so courageous. Because that sternum injury, he copped against the Bulldogs. He didn't cop it now. Yeah. He copped it against the Bulldogs, but he's been getting needled to play.
Yeah.
And then he copped the injury. Did you see how much pain he was in?
It was hard to watch.
Bro, I feel sorry for him, but, bro, like, the guy's got heart. Like, he's a little chihuahua.
He's a good player.
How about, sorry to take it away from Riley Smith, just so I don't forget about it. Dimitri Vaimaga running off the back fence, like quite literally off the back fence, and Dylan Walker going flying 15 meters. Love you, Dylan Walker, but he got knocked.
That was a great run.
Oh, I want forwards like that.
Bro, that was a great
Just
run.
running off the back fence.
Do you know what that reminded me of? Do you remember Iafeta Paliasina?
Yeah.
Bro, it reminded me of the famous Warriors prop. If you guys haven't seen Iafeta Paliasina play, do yourselves a favor. This guy was the highlight of everyone's day. When he played, the way he ran, he was like...
Well, you know what's funny? They only show us highlights when he was at the New Zealand Warriors in the NRL.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the highlights when he was playing in the English Super League. I've
seen them.
I've seen some. I've watched Super League over the years. I've been watching it on pay TV for a long time, and I used to see him now thinking, "Wow, what a wrecking ball!" Like, we didn't get to see the best of him.
Bro,
he left us here in his prime.
Bro, he would run like a raging bull. Iafeta Paliasina. Go and look him up.
Because back then, if you're Iafeta Paliasina, and back then the salary cap was about 3.5 to 5 mil, 4 mil, right? If you're Iafeta, do you take 150 or do you take about 300, 350 from the English Super League at the time?
You go to the Super League.
Of course.
And it was an easy competition. I think the season was shorter. It was less strain on your body.
And he went and played to almost his mid-30s.
Yeah.
You know, so he had a good long career.
But that's who that run reminded me of. Iafeta Paliasina.
Paliasina. Now he's on the coaching staff over there.
He's done well for himself.
Of course, yeah.
I thought, as I said, I thought they did well to get back into the game. The pass from Brian Kelly to, was it Will Penasini to score that try. I thought that was a freaking great pass. That's the thing with Brian Kelly. He's so rocks and diamonds. He's so rocks and diamonds. Like, he has moments where he's amazing, but then we have moments where he's just like, bro, how are you even in first grade? Got to call out Josh Papali'i as well. Another one that plays with absolute heart.
Also not signed at the end of the year.
Like,
Not signed.
no,
No,
he
signed.
come back
Signed.
contract.
You come back to the Dogs.
No way, the Dogs aren't that smart. If Ayongi
You
wasn't,
didn't give him a run, then Parra
yeah,
gave him a
exactly.
run.
If
He's just got to
Ayongi,
cut out those errors in his game, but he'll be good at
nah,
the
bro,
Dogs.
he's got speed, he's got aggression. But if Ayongi wasn't so good, like, I would say they could probably build Papali'i Josh Papali'i to become their full-time fullback, because the effort that he's showing, it's fantastic. Like, gotta admit, he's the one that, for me, especially given that we don't have any speed in our back line, we could have had him at fullback. He got away for us. I think he's one of the ones that got away for me. But you know, kudos to him. He was an Eels supporter in a big family of Bulldog supporters. So you know what, screw you. But no, Josh, honestly, great performance by him. But yeah, overall, I just think that the Eels are, they're just,
No, they finished.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't know how they fix it, to be honest. I don't know who they signed to fix
They
it.
need players to come in. Like, their players are all injured at the moment.
Yeah, they do have a long list of injuries,
Yeah.
but
I think they got 9 first graders out, man. So I
And
don't think they get out of it. But like, some of their fundamentals were missing in that game, like holding the ball, 13 errors, giving away 8 penalties. You just can't accept that.
100%.
You can blame the officiating all you want, but if you don't hold the ball and you keep arguing with the ref every 2 minutes, you could best believe you're not getting calls.
All right. Next game. The Roosters and the referee up against the Broncos. They're at Allianz Stadium, 38-24. The Roosters led at halftime 24-0. 24-0 at halftime. That was crazy. At one point, it was 13-0. And the Broncos brought it back to 30-24. And they had the momentum to score again. And it was a Katoni Staggs brain explosion.
I think it happened before that. I think Patrick Carrigan's offload that hit the floor.
That's right.
That's when the law turned, and then they got carried down.
But see, even when they did that, even then they held out the Roosters and they still got the ball back and they were
it was
on
at the
momentum.
end of that set that Katoni Staggs decided to elbow. I'm 99% sure it was at the end of that set.
Are you sure it was the end of that set or was it the next set? Anyway, you're probably right. I'm not gonna argue with you. But point is, like, that was like the referee's performance here. Who was it?
Adam G.
Was just, I don't know if you know.
They put him on the payroll this week.
Give
Give him a pass.
It sounds stupid, sounds whatever, but he was
He's normally good.
unacceptable. I think that was such a poor
I think it was
performance.
just some of the calls in the second half. Like, the Broncos honestly didn't deserve to win it. Not in my opinion.
But why not? Roosters had one good
Because-
half, and the
Oh,
Broncos had one good half.
So the Roosters put a clinic on in the first half. Like, they absolutely mopped.
That's because
the
the Broncos
Broncos
were
are missing-
shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The Broncos have been in this position before. They shouldn't be putting themselves in a position where you're losing 30-0 at the 42-minute mark. Like,
You know,
should
the
not be putting yourself
possession was
in that
57 to
position.
43. Like, that was insane. 7 minutes more ball time in possession for
It
the
was like
Roosters.
the Broncos in the first half had no ball control. I think for the first 10 minutes they actually didn't.
They never
only completed one set.
Yeah, I think one set.
And
yeah.
that was their first set of the game. And after that, they didn't see the ball. Every time they got the ball, they knock it on. Their goal line defense was resilient for little periods, for like maybe a minute or two. But they went into this game being able to defend for 20 tackles in a row before conceding a point on their goal line. They went into this game and they forgot all their core fundamentals. And I think some of the players got complacent with the fact that you had some big names coming back in. You had Reece Walsh coming back in. You had Patrick Carrigan coming back in. And they just expected that weight to be carried by them as opposed to the rest of the team. You had Willison missing tackles that he normally... The last 2 weeks, he didn't miss one of those
Bro,
tackles.
honestly, it was bipolar. That game, the Broncos were like, I know we've seen this from the Broncos before, but the level, the difference was out. Like, I can't believe that this is the same team.
Yeah, this is the power of momentum. Once you get it, you're not getting
No, but
it back.
the Broncos are so different when, like, in the second half, they were so different. You know, but some of the big
I
names.
think they went back to their game plan in the second half. Like I think it, for me anyway, it just highlighted momentum because like once the Roosters had it and they had their ascendancy, the Broncos never looked like they were in it, and completion was near perfect from the Roosters. Territory was near perfect from the Roosters. Possession, control of that possession, ball movement was near perfect.
They're back. I mean,
DC had a blinder in that first half. Reece Robson had a blinder. Everyone was playing their role perfectly. In the second half, if it wasn't for the Reece Walsh tackle on whoever, I think it was Daniel Tupou, I can't remember, that Reece Walsh tackle in that goal line, if that was a try, I think the Roosters go on to put 50 plus.
the Roosters are garbage.
I don't think they're garbage. I don't think you give them enough credit.
I don't give a shit. They can go screw themselves. But look, the Broncos did suffer a few injuries. They lost Josiah Karapani, Dean Mariner, obviously Adam Reynolds expected. No surprises there. And you know, I thought Thomas Duffy came in and did a great job.
Yeah, he's going to keep Pezzard out of a job.
I hope so, because I actually think he's better as a 7 than Pez. But there is Ben Hunt who's saying he does want to play on. I hope he doesn't play on because he's going to be 38.
I think
Ben Hunt?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit...
Isn't he 36 now?
Yeah, he's 36, not 38.
No, he's going to be. He turns 37 this year. Then if he signs for next year at some point while playing, he'll be 38. But look, credit to the Roosters. They won with the help of the referee.
He's 36 this year. He'll be 37 next year.
The Roosters also had some injuries.
No,
They
shouldn't
had
play
Lindsay Collins go off for Cat 1. They lost Mark as well in the first half, like after 5 minutes.
I think it actually helped their defense, to be honest, when Mark went off. The tackle efficiency went up by about 400%.
The Broncos weren't defending first half. I reckon they would have scored a couple more tries with him on the field.
Nat Butcher ran for 175 meters, which is very surprising. Nafahu White, what a freak.
He got a lot of time now.
194 meters.
He's back to his best Nafahu.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, look, I don't know. I thought, I have to mention something. So good to see Cody Ramsey come back to the NRL. The last time he played was in 2022, and since then he has off completely, no footy, no training for 2 years with his sickness. Came back last year to full training. This year he's got a game. Like, as much as I hate the Roosters, well done to Cody Ramsey. Very happy to see him. Like, he's still very thin, but has obviously worked hard to come back. So he played 54 minutes and sort of didn't look off the pace. So kudos to Cody Ramsey. Spencer Lenu's another interesting one. Played 14 minutes, one run for 5 meters.
Didn't do much. I don't know if he was disenchanted or just had a bad game at the office, or maybe Robbo will give him more game time next week. But you could tell he was frustrated.
He got injected very late as well.
You were saying that you have some news about Spencer Lenu? Some insider trading news?
Yeah, I do actually. Well, he's off contract this year, so he's open. I think what it is the Roosters are just going to sign, basically. I don't think he's going to be at the Roosters. I know the paper started reporting on it. But I think the Roosters are going to prioritise their younger players coming through. So he will be on the open market. He's off contract at the end of this year. So he might end up at PNG, but I feel like he's got a newborn. He probably wants to stay in Sydney. So there's some Sydney sides there that really need an experienced forward that's played rep footy. He'd be really, really good.
Honestly, I think he'll be so good for the Dragons. I know it sounds bad, but he'll be so good for the Dragons.
Oh, of course. Anywhere he goes. Like, even for the Dogs, if they want to go there. If they do.
Look, I won't say no.
Souths, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he'd probably love to stay at the Roosters, but it just feels like the Roosters probably want to prioritise because he's off contract.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
And they got young players like Feketi coming through, for example. Tawalu, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
There's a few guys up and comers. They've got a lot of good young juniors coming through in the grades. I just feel, and especially he's being used sparingly. I feel he probably will be on the move at the end of this year, basically. Like, who knows? Maybe end up back at Penrith, for example.
I hope he does. I think that'll be the best move if he goes back to Penrith.
You know, maybe, who knows?
Because don't forget, they're losing a couple of their forwards.
Is Cronulla turning over a few forwards at the end of the year?
They are. They've got a lot.
I feel like the Dragons will move on. Or Sewer's leaving anyway. You know, like I'm sure we need another prop. We're short on props at the Dragons, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
Does he want to move to Wollongong, for example? I don't know.
But I mean, anyway, the other ones that like this game. Obviously, we touched on it earlier, but Victor Radley. You know, obviously there's rules for some and then rules for others. Like he had 4 infringements.
Like the United Nations, but
4 infringements, and you know got away with not even a slap on the wrist. It was like a good job. So it's quite pathetic. Shit refereeing, shit match review committee, shit video ref. Just I don't know. Altogether not great. Couple of injuries though. Angus Crichton injured. Lindsay Collins.
How long's he out for? What's he copped?
I'm not sure.
He had his knee ice.
So just a knock or a cork?
Probably an MCL.
Or a cork.
Bad cork, yeah. Lindsay Collins, HIA. He's
out for a week.
Yeah, he's Cat 1. But yeah, overall, like I'm starting to really hate watch Roosters games because the referee is always on their side no matter who they're versing. And it's just not worth watching.
I think the Warriors get the most favourable calls in the comp.
No, I disagree.
They got some last year. And
they lead the stats.
They got some this year
They
as well.
lead the 6 against and
remember,
they lead the penalty count.
Remember in the preseason I said they were lucky to make the 8 last year because they had such a lucky draw. They played sides with bad injury tolls at the right time and they got the refs calls at the right time as well. So they do get the calls.
They lead the stats this year as well for penalty counts and 6 against received.
There you go.
Who?
Warriors.
The ones were Warriors.
The Roosters nowhere near the top.
All right.
But they get the effective ones.
Yeah. Knights defeat the Rabbitohs 42-38 in a... Well, this is not a cricket score. This is like
I've seen cricket scores less than that.
Yeah, this is so bad. Like, honestly, if this is what they want the game to become,
It's another momentum thing.
Again, Jared Haynes said it the best. It's become under 20s New York Youth competition. I said New York National
Youth competition.
Gee, we said National Youth competition under 20s where it was just all attack and no defense. It was like touch footy.
Once the team gets the ascendancy, there's no way of getting it back until you force an error. And this game had a couple of those errors, but they just couldn't hold on to the ball.
But they had this game had 14 tries.
It looks like the goal kicking decided it in the end.
It did.
But when Latrell kicked it from the sideline,
that was a beautiful kick.
That would have hurt because that would have hurt Newcastle because that took them to first time in the game. The lead with about 7 to go, and then unfortunately,
completion rate
loose ball is very costly these days.
Sorry,
67% completion rate from the Knights, and they still won the game.
Very costly loose ball.
In that second half, honestly, in that second half, the Knights could not hold the ball. If if you had a gun to their head, they still wouldn't have held the ball.
You could super glue it and they'd drop it.
It was ridiculous.
Both teams were horrible.
I hate this so much. I hate this with a real passion.
It's good for Supercoach.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about Supercoach. I'm watching footy. I know Supercoach is good, but this was so bad. Like, the only part of this game that was exciting was the last 5 minutes. That was it. Everything else was like, what the hell are they doing? There's no defense. Like, this is not rugby league. This is touch footy.
So that first half, I know it was all attack and barely any defense, but I thought, Ponga played really well. Dylan Brown played really well. Dylan Lucas played really well. Fletcher Sharp played really well. Trey Mooney was there in support. This is something the Dogs lack, being in support. But he was in support to score that first try.
That was great.
He was in positions where he didn't have to be. Dylan Lucas, supporting in the line break to score a try.
How good is Dylan Lucas, though?
He's fantastic.
Right.
He's another smoky forward.
How do you fit all these players? Like Alakawatu, Preston,
some good ones
Lucas. You got Martin, you got Crichton,
some are flat track bullies, for example, like Hudson Young. For me, he's
I don't think Hudson Young should be there.
Yeah. He's a flat track bully.
There's a lot of options, but I thought on Ponga's first game back, Bradman
fantastic.
First game back.
I thought they played
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's like a 7-1 merge. If he played 20 games a year, hands down, between him and second place fullback, it's a galactic
went and
difference.
re-signed him.
Yeah, can I say, and I will die on this hill.
I reckon it's because of his dad. So his dad has a job, honestly.
I will die on this hill. I think that Kalen Ponga is one of the best, if not the best, most gifted player
Wasted talent
we've ever seen. But I was going to say, but the most wasted talent we've ever seen. Kalen Ponga's ability is on a whole different level. The way the guy plays, honestly, is he's kicking, he's passing, he's running. His footy IQ, even his defense, everything about Kalen Ponga as a rugby league player is close to perfect. I know I'm glazing so hard. But he, like, do you know if you put Kalen Ponga in the Brisbane Broncos team in place of Reece Walsh, Ponga will be infinitely better than Walsh. I don't give a shit. I will die on this hill. Come at me in the comments. I reckon Ponga is infinitely better than Walsh.
He's a great player. He's very influential.
I think he's one of the best players we have ever seen, bar none. If this guy was in a better team, he would be better fullback than Billy Slater.
Should have been at the Dogs.
No. He should have stayed at the effing Cowboys. You know, if he was at the Cowboys,
Could have played grand final that year.
he would have won. Honestly, they probably would have won an extra 1 or 2 grand finals. He is that good. Like, I don't. But I know you just said one good thing there, a good game come back. But to your point about him being like a perfect combination of a 1 and 7, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, Adam O'Brien tried to move him to 6, and then he copped all these concussions or whatever. But anyway, we know Adam Bryan's a garbage coach, as proven at the Knights and at the Dogs. But regardless of that, like, Ponga is just incredible. And he re-signed for the Knights. Good job. Whatever. Heartbreaking. But I hope we get to see Ponga in full flight, in career best form, because I just think everybody will enjoy watching him in full flight. You know, but back to what you were saying, you know, 67% completion is unacceptable. Although
They got them there in the end. This is like the new game that we've got. Like you get the ball, you win the 6 again. You just don't see the ball as a defensive team anymore.
But do you like this?
No, I don't. I don't. I prefer a much closer game. Like, this was just a straight up shootout. I found the second half very disappointing because, like, the Rabbits will score, they score, and then the Knights are back in it.
Yeah.
And I think it was the immediate following set they scored, like the Rabbits scored. Like, it was like try for try.
Yeah, it's just unacceptable.
No, I found, like, you'd expect a bit more resilience from both teams defending well. Unfortunately, I think this is the downfall, not the downfall, like this is like a sliding doors moment for the Rabbitohs, but I think this has been a knock on their game ever since the start of the season is defensively they could get a bit lazy, and you shouldn't be going to halftime losing by 30. Like, there's no scenario you should be losing by 30.
I'm with you, but also, like, Alex Johnston on his own had 4 line breaks. Greg Marju had 3.
Yeah, that's because Latrell kept feeding.
Yeah.
No, but the point is, but the point is that you could have this many line breaks in a game.
Anyone sits outside Latrell's away.
No, but
the guy had 5 line break assists.
Bro, the game had 16 line breaks.
Yeah, Latrell.
Like, it's just, it's so bad. Like,
Latrell's responsible.
Bro, I hate this so much. This is not rugby league. This is garbage.
Oh, Latrell leaving carnage.
It's not garbage.
It is garbage, bro. It is garbage. Honestly, I was watching that game.
Can you imagine Inglis was playing today?
I was with this guy, bro. I was like, this is garbage.
Every week.
Bro, where are the good old-fashioned games? 14-12, 16-10. Like, where players were putting them bodies on the line. Here, it's just like, let's just see how many tries we can score.
Like Latrell, Greg Inglis, not only could he attack, he could defend. Like, he'd be the total standard. He'd be a total standard in today's game.
Yeah,
even though he retired not long ago, he'd be standing.
This was
I watched his last game ever.
This was poor, bro.
In the
this
NRL
was
anyway.
so poor for me. I don't know. You know, the other one was Cody Walker having a go at Phoenix Crossland when they took Latrell Mitchell out.
He can't celebrate.
Look, Cody Walker, like, when he talks and in interviews, when it's not during the game, sounds like a nice guy, but then on the field, he's a complete...
His emotions get the better of
Yeah,
him.
he's a complete piece of crap. I thought it was very scummy from him, the way he reacted. And the thing is, Phoenix Crossland didn't actually do anything. It's not like...
They're just celebrating. We took him
just
out, we
got
won
up
the
and
game.
and he's like G'ing himself up like we
won the game. It's 2 points. They're going to attack him. I don't get it.
And Cody Walker attacked him. And even after the game, when Phoenix Crossland was talking to Cody Walker refused to shake Phoenix Crossland's hand.
Crossland just gave him a bum slap as well. Like,
like, good on you. Like, leave it on the field. And Cody Walker was still being
his
petty.
Emotions get the better of him.
Like, bro, what the hell is that's garbage. That's garbage. Your team lost because your team's garbage, and you're garbage for acting that way.
Not garbage, but yeah, he went.
Bro, this whole game, honestly, this game, I don't care what anyone thought. This game is, for me, as a person who's watched rugby league for 20, I don't know what, we're 2026 now. I've been watching it since 1995. This game was garbage to me. This game was pure garbage. I've been watching the game for 31 years. I hated this game so much. Like this, to be honest, we're going to look back at this game and say, this is the point where rugby league lost its essence of being gritty and all about strength and integrity. This is Valandi's ball, and it's rubbish. This is Valandi's ball, and it's only going to get worse because...
Who's the referee's boss? The form Annesley.
Graham Annesley.
A lot of he should shoulder a lot of it. He's been piss poor. He needs to go from. How is he still in the same position and it gets worse?
Look, the thing is,
how? What's going on?
And you know what?
On the back of rule
It's a bunch of game of dinosaurs.
It's going to get worse as well because rosters are going to get thinner. There's going to be more juniors playing earlier because you've got 2 new teams coming in. We're going to have to fit out, an extra 70 players. If you think about it, 35, right? 5 development, 30, top 30. Yeah. So we're going to need an extra 70 plays to fill out. So rosters are going to get thinner. Defenses are going to get more brutal because there's newer players coming in. And then players can attack. Touch footy is all about scoring tries. And this is the downfall of our game. This is getting much, much worse. And I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if we start having more and more games where there's 80, 90, 100 points scored. I'm not even joking. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 60 to 48. I know the biggest is like 72 to 38 or something like that, night against the Raiders, but I think that we're going to see that record broken very, very soon. We're going to see that record broken in very, very short time. And that upsets me because it's no longer rugby league.
As long as I got those players in my Supercoach team, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good performance by the Knights, good comeback by the Rabbitohs. I'm not convinced of the Rabbitohs, even though they pumped the Storm last week. I thought it was just the Storm were poor as opposed to the Rabbitohs being excellent. But Latrell Mitchell is in a career best form, so
100%.
There's that to look forward to. All right, Sharks humble the Tigers 52 to 10. According to some Tigers fans, no team has won the grand final or has won the premiership after having 50 points scored on them yet.
I actually heard that one today.
The Sharks ran in 9 tries to 2. At halftime, it was only 18-10. It's disappointing, though, because Tino Tavana made 6 crucial errors, although I don't think he was the reason the Tigers lost. They had a complete defensive collapse. I think Gail Iro scored 3. Yeah, he scored a hat-trick. Stone Street scored. Teague Wilton scored a hat-trick. So, yeah, that right edge was a complete shambles in defense. Stafford and Tavana just didn't show up.
Luai didn't show up this game.
Luai was nowhere. No. Luai was 100% nowhere. And you can see, Adam Dewey is the heart and soul of this team. Yeah. He was only out there.
Adam Dewey went down, I felt something in my stomach that said, good job on tipping the Sharks because it's going to get ugly. Yeah. But I was surprised at halftime. It was only 18-10. They held their nerve. Tavana was doing well enough on his wing. He didn't have, obviously, a crash-out game. His first half, he did okay. He had a couple of errors there, but they were able to defend their line. And then in the second half, I'm not sure what they came out thinking. Yeah. But Benji Marshall summarized the best in his press conference. The Sharks played harder. They ran harder. They fought harder. Yeah, they tackled harder. I think territory was 95 to 5% in the second half.
That was
the first 20
insane.
minutes. I've never seen a stat.
I've never seen that before.
The Tigers couldn't get much ball. Hardly.
Even when they got the ball, they drop it.
Do you know what the time the possession was ended up in? I've never seen this before.
What was it?
63% to the Sharks, 37%.
I've seen.
No, I've never seen this before.
How much was? Remember that grand final between the Dogs and the Storm in 2012? Was it?
I don't remember. That wasn't this bad. I think I was like 50. That was like 50.
Mate,
that was like 55-45 for the grand final.
You know how much the possession was at halftime? 69-31 to the Storm.
No, but we came. Yeah, we came back.
I think he's ended up still being less than 40%.
No, we were
it was like 61-39 in the end.
I've never seen it 63-37.
So second half possession was 75 to 25%.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, so that was pretty bad. But this is this also speaks of the stuff we were just talking about before about when momentum is taken, right? You can't get it back. And this is another symptom of the game becoming garbage. The game is becoming slop. It's becoming 6 against slop. Like that's how I'll explain rugby league now. It's just 6 against slop. It's attack slop. Like none of the like. It's not that the attacks necessarily become better. It's just attack slop because there is no defense. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't think that really applies to this game.
I think it does.
I know. I think it was a clinic put on by the Sharks. Like that second half, because they didn't get all their tries on the back of 6 against. This is on the back of
No. I agree with you. But the defense by the Tigers was pathetic.
Yeah, so they're missing some key outside backs. Like they're missing they're missing a couple
Buller,
players.
obviously.
They're missing Buller and they're missing Api Carousel and they're missing someone else for Tavana to come in. So that side was always going to get attacked.
No, it's because Taruva usually plays on that wing and he was at fullback in place of Buller. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And then they lost Dewey in the middle of the game, who defensively
Yeah, 100%.
is a rock.
And the thing is, I actually think they missed Api more than we're letting on. I think Api is
massive difference.
Now in defense, he's their
leads their
cornerstone.
line
Yeah, he's the keystone defender. And he wasn't there, and you could tell that they were missing leadership out there when Dewey
it's just
was
that
gone.
second half, it was just the Sharks held on to the ball. The Sharks attacked the ball. They seized every opportunity. They played hard through the middle and started shifting on tackles 3, 4, and 5. They didn't resort to default plays that they just ran in training. Hey, we're going to kick to a corner, X, Y, Z, whatever. We're just going to do a set play. They noticed the weakness and they went after it, man. They put the foot on the throat. They noticed that right edge weakness and they attacked it and they scored 5 tries in the second half. There.
Look, true, but I still don't think this proves anything about the Sharks. I don't think I don't think the Sharks fans should be like, oh, look at us, we're a top 4 team, because like
no, maybe not top 4 team. Like they've got a long way to go, but they were able to identify weakness on the fly and then put the foot on the throat. That's something a lot of teams haven't been able to do this year, and I think you have to give them credit for it.
No, they
Hyde
just
actually look like a halfback.
Yeah, barely. But look, again, this is not something you should hang your hat on. I know they put 52 points on a very dominant Tigers.
This is twice they put 50
but this was
in the season. It means they could attack.
Oh, they put 50 on the Titans. Come on.
So what? The Titans put 50 on the Eels, and the Eels put 40 on us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're shit. Like I'm not saying anything.
I'm
We're
just saying,
shit.
like the team proved they
but
could attack
you're also proving that big scores shouldn't be the what's it called? Shouldn't be the arbiter.
I'm not saying it is, but they were able to put on a clinic in the second half, control 75% of possession, and the Tigers weren't.
Yeah, but the Tigers were exceptionally bad.
But the Sharks did this to them.
No, I think they were just exceptionally bad.
That's a poor take, man.
I don't think so. I just
we can
think
say that about every game, everyone that loses.
no, we can't.
You can, because the Dogs played crap against Penrith, or Penrith just played bad. Penrith just didn't show up,
Obviously, they played badly.
but they didn't show up.
Yeah,
It proves nothing for the Bulldogs.
But the Penrith were in the game for long periods of time.
It proves nothing for the Bulldogs, though.
What do you
Because
mean?
they just had an off night. Penrith.
No, but Penrith were in the game for a long
But
period
we
of
can say that
time.
about every loser, though.
No, we
That's the
can't.
thing, so-
Bro, we're just
very
talking about possession. We're talking about possession. The
But the
possession.
Sharks forced that.
No, they didn't. The possession
did.
was 63-37. If you told me it was 55-44, I agree with
But
you.
they forced that.
They didn't.
They did.
Bro, they
How
didn't.
many errors did they have?
How many unforced errors were there?
That's them putting pressure.
No, I'm talking about unforced errors, cars.
But you put up a kick and you chase, you expect an outcome.
Tavana
To
was
either
gut,
catch it or
bro.
drop it.
Tavana made 6 errors on his own.
It doesn't matter. They found the weakness and
Anyway,
exploited it.
whatever. I still think the Sharks are.
I got lively. I was enjoying it. Can you keep going?
No, I don't think the
No,
the
yeah,
Sharks.
but
When you're starved of ball, it's almost impossible you're going to win. Simple as
100%.
that. And
I'm
an
just-
avalanche of points.
I'm just saying this doesn't speak that much about the Sharks. I'm just saying the Sharks aren't that great.
Look, the score line didn't speak volumes about the Tigers either this year from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I do expect them to slide, but I didn't think. Obviously, they're missing Appy and they lost Dewey early on, and that really impacted them. They're a lot better. They're a lot better side than the 52
Much
to 10.
better.
And the
Yeah,
Sharks
100%.
aren't that good. That's my point.
But what we've seen, correct.
That's it. I'm just saying the Sharks aren't as good as 52-10.
Well, they haven't been playing to their ability.
I don't think the Sharks are as good as 52-10.
Rewind the tape. You literally called them shit.
Who?
The Sharks.
No, I said this doesn't prove anything. I didn't say they were shit. I said this doesn't prove anything. This should the Sharks and the Sharks fans shouldn't hang their hats on this win.
They should take something good out of it, but
No, I don't agree.
they should be able to walk away with confidence knowing that they do have a win in them.
I know they're better than the Dogs. They're better than the
They've
Dogs.
been just sloppy the last couple of weeks, and it's good for them to.
The-
A 50-point win is.
Bro, they're better than the Dogs, but they scored 38 points last week and still lost. Now, last game of the round, the Panthers and the Sea Eagles. The Panthers defeat the Sea Eagles 18 points to 16 at CommBank Stadium. Last game of the round, this was at 6 p.m. Bro, I hate games at 6:15 p.m. on a Sunday so much. I hate it.
Horrible time.
Bro, I hate it with...
Even the fans, it was like an empty stadium, like yuck.
Bro, it's so bad. I hate it so much, bro. I thought that, kudos to Manly. I think that they can take so much out of this game. I thought that despite, coming up against a Panthers missing Turbo and Fogarty, they were so impressive. They were very, very impressive.
I think Panthers just had an off night.
Do you think they did?
Oh, yeah, it was evident. Like, line speed was off. Even, like, from the first tackle, the off ball movement was slow. I'm not sure what Alamotti had, like, a lot of uncharacteristic errors.
Oh, I realized that.
Just everything was off. Passes weren't sticking. Kicks weren't sticking. Everything was slightly off. But I think Manly came out to play and had a lot to do with it as well. Right.
I think, to be honest, there's also something that's starting to show in the Panthers, in that they're also... I have to be very careful with my words. They are a slower team comparative to some other teams. And the Seagulls are very quick, and you can see that speed in certain instances did trouble the Panthers.
They made them look vulnerable. You're right.
Is that a fair?
Yeah, they made Penrith look vulnerable at times. They should. At times, I thought Manly far out, man. They might score another try and maybe run away with it. Like they'd hold off Penrith, and all of a sudden you find them down the other end. I think, wow.
And I got to say, I think if they had Fogarty, I would almost argue that
they're missing their two most influential players.
I would almost argue the Seagulls win.
Debut, but
Joey Walsh.
Oh, it wasn't his debut. It's his second game. Sorry.
Joey Walsh, but how good was it?
What a wash!
It was really good.
So good, man.
Bro, like that pass that he threw. Who was it to? There wasn't Olakau'atu. It was
Kula? No, was it Kula?
No. You know what I'm talking about? The cutout pass and they straight through.
Yeah.
Great pass.
Was it Olakau'atu? No, hang on a sec. Bullimore?
Yes.
It was Bullimore.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was Bullimore.
No.
It was the Olakau'atu, I think, and then he put Bullimore away. What's the Olakau'atu? I'm sure it was the Olakau'atu, and then he put Bullimore away, that try. I'm pretty sure it was it. I think you nailed it. It was Olakau'atu.
Bro, I gotta say,
what a ball that was.
Beautiful
he just found
pass.
him into open, put him through.
Beautiful pass.
Classy. Like, see how this pisses me off even more? Like, I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
But these coaches that refuse to give a player a debut, and because, he's not ready and he's not ready, but then you hang on to the same garbage for so long. So when are you even going to know if a player's ready or not? If you keep sticking to the same garbage and you keep losing, or you then play a player that's not in the halves position, for example, and they bring no creativity to the team. Like, there's players that are ready. They got to stop with he's not ready.
No, look, and
you got to give him a go. You never know if you never go.
And really, I think you got to give a lot of credit to Foreign for having the courage to say, Joey, I'm going to give you the reins today.
Great stuff.
Really, I think your point about there not being enough coaches or whatever, I think this sort of proves what you're saying in that these young coaches can have the potential. Like, for example, everyone thought the Panthers were going to come out and smash the Seagulls. The Seagulls are just riding this high.
But I didn't think it was going to be a cricket score. I thought it would still be close, like maybe 2 tries.
I didn't
realize it was going to be that close.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be like 20 plus.
Yeah, that's what we
I thought
called.
Like 2 tries in.
But for them to perform the way they did, Manly,
that's
bro,
surprising.
Foreign is proving himself to be
An
a
astute
weapon,
coach.
highly intelligent coach.
So look, Manly get Foreign, St. George get Dean Young. It gets worse. They got rid of Flanagan, but they went worse with Dean Young. Like, how do you go worse?
I agree with you.
Like, how? Like, there was all these other guys you could have put in there. You went worse? Honestly, I hope he gets worse so they can probably cast him off. They got Newcastle this week. I hope he's gone by the end of the Newcastle game. They just go sign someone. I don't care for the next 3 years. Give him the reins from now. Like, I'm that prepared to take Brad Arthur, that's how in dire straits I am.
I think.
I'm in dire straits. I'm prepared to
Hey,
take Brad Arthur.
you guys could do a lot worse than Brad Arthur, in my opinion. You guys could do much
I mean, that
worse
dire
than Brad Arthur.
straits. Of course we can. We went with Dean Young.
You
Of
know-
course we went worse.
Do you know who I think deserves a shot at a first grade coaching gig?
Ben Horby?
No. Oh yeah, definitely Ben Hornby. The other one's Blake Green.
Yeah, of course.
I actually think Blake Green
Someone
deserves a
that
shot.
that was a half at 6 or 7
He's
years
been
old.
assistant coach for a while now,
He
4
played,
years.
he
I
played
think.
over 200 first grade games. Had about 15, 16 year career.
He played in like 9 clubs. I think he's
yeah.
playing the most clubs ever.
And he was a good player.
He was
He was
decent.
never a fringe player.
Yeah. No, he was always a fringe
player.
player. But yeah, look, great performance by the Seagulls. Hats off to them for the way they performed. Like Ola Kawatu again ran for 180 meters. Edwards ran for 244 meters. Even though I thought he ran for a lot, but he wasn't at his best today. If that.
No, he got outrun by Ethan Bullimore. Are we talking about Dylan Edwards?
Yeah.
He got outrun by Ethan Bullimore up the sticks. That was correct. Bullimore's got toe on him, man. He
Yeah,
runs
he's not a
hard.
bad player. Any other standouts for you boys for this game?
Obviously, Ola Kawatu was just so scary, man. Like, you saw him, man. It was like, wow.
What a
Carnage
beast,
on
man.
one side. Takiao had a good stint, I thought.
Do you know?
I know he comes off the... I know he doesn't play the whole game, but I thought he had a good stint.
I thought Nathan Brown came on and ran hard.
Yeah, he did. Brownie ran hard.
Ran
off the
hard.
restarts, typical Brownie. Kamikaze.
Yeah, Kobe Hetherington, he copped the HIA, which was sad to see.
Lalo did okay.
I thought Fulala was good too. Yeah, it was an interesting look. This is probably one of the best games of the round. I think, if not the best game of the
Oh,
round.
I found it so boring.
Nah,
That was a good game.
I loved
I was
seeing
trying to
this
get
game.
into it. I thought some of the errors, like there was like 25 errors total between both teams. I thought there was just too many errors. Bit
That
of a
lot
poo
of
stinger,
errors.
in my opinion. But
That's
Hamola-
what happens when you get a speed. You expect them more. You're going to expect more penalties or 6 against with the game speeding up. It is very detrimental.
Yeah, but Hamola had a really good game, man. He had 41
Oh,
tackles,
mate.
0 misses,
Yeah.
180 odd meters
Man,
on
honestly,
the right edge.
if he stays injury free and he stays in good form, if Daly and the selectors don't choose him, for example,
They got
They
option
should-
there.
they should stand-
I would show them
stand
the
trial.
door by the end of the first game, especially if they don't win. Like I'll say, like it'll be the first time in
Oh.
the game's history the coach has been cast out mid-series.
Queensland could run out with their under 19s team, and they're gonna beat
New South Wales.
what's it called a Laurie Daly coach team. We are going to lose 3-0 this year. That's my bold prediction. The Blues are going to lose 3-0 this year. Laurie Daly is literally poison to any team he coaches. Laurie Daly cannot coach. You know, if he was dying and they said to him, coach, he's going to die. He cannot coach. He should not be coaching. But yeah, with that, if is there any more comments you guys have on the game?
No, like other than that, like obviously Penrith won. Manly just showed they're a real top 8, genuine top 8.
Manly
contender.
definitely been the 8, I reckon.
That first 3 weeks in the coach sacking, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it does not exist anymore. Like, and then just to wrap up the round, if you want to wrap up the round, the 2 telling things for me were,
Please.
you know, for example, what the fuck was Seabold doing? With the same side, minus Fogarty now and Trebojevic.
Such
So
a
what
good way to-
Forum's doing. And then the other one is, and it's actually involving Canterbury Club, what the fuck was Adam O'Brien doing with the same team at Newcastle last year when they had the worst attack? And go look at him under the current coach. They got one of the best attacks in the game. And then in the other direction, the Dogs went from having a decent attack last year to one of the worst attacks this year. And the defense has also gone the other way as well.
And
Like,
there's a
like
common
the-
denominator.
The attack has a detriment. The attack can have a detrimental effect on the defense. If you're doing nothing and not putting points away, the other team's then going to just come back at you and you're going to end up defending more.
So we have bad defense and bad attack.
So one team went north and then the other team went south. The team that had the cancerous cell there somehow ended up at Canterbury, and that team's since been cured, and then that team's been infected and it's gone the other way.
100%.
And it's the same thing with Manly. They took the cancer out, and
now it's going.
It was down there. St George did something detrimental. So instead of they got rid of a certain type of cancer and they injected it with a worse type of cancer, and they went further down.
I think give Dean Young at least a few weeks, man.
A great
mate.
summation.
Mate, if Souths are getting put 40+ points on them against Newcastle, what do you think Hammett St George is going to get put on them? 60?
Great summation of the round. But with that, we have come to the end of the episode. Please be sure, Be there live on Tuesday, 8 p.m. every single week. We'll be giving away tickets. We'll go live. We shoot the shit together about rugby league and everything that's happening. We would love to see you guys there. Be sure to do the thumbs up, subscribe, all the nitty gritty stuff. And with that, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, and we hope you have a great week.